I don't want to be right.
What would Socrates say to that?
It tickles my fancy.
Okay.
Goosies.
I don't have hair.
Oof.
You got Marcos.
That's not. No, that's not.
Wait.
Yeah.
That's true. You do got me. Get over here, Marcus. Let me look at you.
They
don't want it.
Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit her with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better have about me, boy. Okay, Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Still in the stars with the show, and till then his half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof, I'm a lie about a motive. No proof, like I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him, and if I did, I never ever traded him. You know what is a star? Like another city, the driver's side fly. Wish I could large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. 8, 10 in the more, 2 to the peak. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever, and cute as can be. You can watch us on YouTube with view for free. Ay. This one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time wondering what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Morning, everybody. It is Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Hello, Leroy.
I tell you what, watching the draft is like watching a football game, isn't it? Like the ebbs and flows, the ups and downs, the angst, the frustration with, after the fact, why didn't you do this? I mean, it's exciting and exhausting.
Yeah, I mean, I watched it definitely a lot differently this year because we were doing the show, so I didn't really watch it. I kind of followed it along on social media and all the things. And I gotta tell you, dude,
ESPN is terrible according to you guys because you're 3 picks ahead.
We were. I mean, the entire time we were like, it was ridiculous. Like, I couldn't imagine in today's day and age being at a draft. Like, you only could do this if you are at a draft party where you've all sworn yourselves no phones, because I don't know how you go through life and it's not spoiled for you if you're a football fan. Like, that's the only way possible, or you're by yourself and you're just watching it, no internet, because it was so far ahead of the ESPN broadcast, which is what I had on my iPad in here, that I was like, yeah, we talked about it in the midst of it, and I'm just like, what are we doing? Like, anybody who's listening to us or watching us isn't watching it anyway. Who cares? Let's just say what it is.
You know what the problem is? The problem is the way ESPN is doing it, nobody's going to watch. They're just going to follow online to get, the immediate pick. Because if you're 2 or 3 picks behind and people want to know and they have other ways of finding out, why would we watch your broadcast?
Yeah, it was crazy. Did you see what happened with Mekhi Lemon? Mekhi Lemon thought that he was going to the Steelers. Like, the Steelers were on the phone with him, and he was like, and then all of a sudden in the midst of his call with Pittsburgh, Philly calls and is like, hey, we just traded up to scoop you up. Like, we just traded for you. Like, that's how crazy the draft was yesterday with the timing.
But it wasn't it would have been more exciting if that were, like live. Like the way ESPN did it, it was a delay, and it's almost like, here's what just happened.
Right.
Like, and you watch the draft to see what's happening.
And here's the thing that was also strange about it yesterday. The Dolphins, like, I had them on noties. So, like, their Twitter account was already like, we're on the clock, even way before ESPN said they were on the clock. So even the Dolphins knew what they were going to do. And I don't know what, and that was different from other years. I think what had happened was, I guess Roger Goodell had made a mandate, like they shortened the time, but they really wanted to be done before 11. And so I think that's why it was just humming the way it was for the NFL teams. And we were just sitting around basically, I think what was taking so long was everybody walking from the green room because they had the whole setup. They got to give the guys their cards, their hats, their whole thing. So the whole television product is just, it was a little outdated. I don't know. It seemed a little, I didn't watch it with sound on. So, I am kind of going back and watching on clips with that. But yeah, it seemed a little bit, outdated.
Because think about this. The only access I had was on the internet because I was at a restaurant. Now, the guy next to me was watching DirecTV, which I had. And so I felt bad.
So you were, it's like you didn't want to spoil it for him?
Oh, I did.
Oh,
and so
man.
then it got to the point where he started asking me. Right? He started asking me, hey, who did so-and-so pick? I'm 3 picks behind.
Really? He was curious.
Yeah.
He was curious.
But
man.
I think people here, more importantly, people are not watching that for the entertainment value. They're watching it for the knowledge of who's going where. That's it. And the NFL tried to make, it entertaining, which is fine. All the people, it's great. But if you are delaying the picks, people are just gonna go like,
yeah.
For example, when we did the show a few years ago with Tua, you were spilling the beans and we were watching TV back then.
Well, here's what's stupid about it, though. It's like we're all on different, especially when you do a show remote, you're doing this.
You're all on different, right?
Yeah. So, like, Vlad was at studio. He has a television, and so he's going to be a little ahead of me. Like, what am I going to wait for? I'm going to wait? Like, that's stupid.
Right.
So, anyway.
We got to that. Now let's get to the picks. And I'm going to ask you.
Let me just hit.
I know how the local people are thinking. All they say is Bain was available and you didn't take him.
Yeah, before we get into that, let's just give the headlines quick. Brought to you by Doral Volkswagen, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Volkswagen or DoralVolkswagen.com. Look, the Dolphins end up taking Kadyn Proctor, offensive lineman from Alabama at 12. They traded back. They made a trade with the Cowboys at 11. So that was another thing that was interesting about the day with the whole coverage, is because with the way that the picks were going, it was funny because I was refreshing like a fiend. And so
it's a lot of said the same thing. Dude, my finger hurts. I keep hitting refresh.
I was refreshing like crazy, and it was interesting because the Cowboys traded. We had one guy say they were taking Caleb Downs, but it was like they kept like all the picks kept getting multiple people, and then like the Downs one only one guy was. So we're like, all right, well, let's make sure it's Caleb Downs because we've been rolling so far, but we're not sure. But they end up taking Caleb Downs. The Dolphins pick up 2 fifth-round picks, and so we get to 12. And then what happened that was weird is 13 leaked. And so all on the internet, they said, oh, yeah, Ty Simpson's going to the Rams. And we're like, wait a minute. What happened with the Dolphins pick? And so we're all sitting here dying. Like, is Rueben Bain going to be there for the Dolphins? Because Mauigoa, we're watching the draft fall. Carnell Tate goes 4. And we're like, all right, a little higher than we expected.
But this is how it plays
goes.
out. We talked about this.
Right. And so that happens. And then the big one that I think really brought everybody down was the Chiefs traded up to get Delane. And we were like, oh, because I always felt like the way the mocks were going, Delane was going to be like the consolation prize of the top 10. That's the way most people went. So he gets 6 to Kansas City, who was a big, rumored Bain team. So now you're sitting there and you're like, man, if they get past the Commanders, could be sitting. I mean, we were like, maybe the Browns take him because you pair him with Myles Garrett, but probably not.
No, they have Alex Wright returning. They had, that's why they got rid of Za'Darius to Detroit, is because they like Alex Wright. And so he was just hurt. So now he's returning. So they really don't, it really, especially, and you have to think of it this way.
Right.
There are teams, and Cleveland's one of those teams that need a lot of help, right? And I think even if they would have liked to draft Bain, and I'm going to say that's the same thing about the Dolphins, when you have so many holes to fill, you kind of have to look at it as, okay, look, we need players everywhere, but when you look at our team, we have a lot of kind of depth at that position, so let's go get somebody else.
Yeah, so that ends up happening. Then I text you. I was like, oh, man, we may be headed towards the Sophie's Choice of Canes here at 11. It looked like it. And then now we know it goes to the Giants. Right. So then we hit 11. The trade happens. They end up taking Downs, and we're sitting here, and there's just nothing. There's just,
Right.
it feels
Well, I
like
knew-
forever.
Believe it or not, I sent the text way before that
He
they're
did.
not taking Bain.
Did
They're
you
not-
know they weren't taking Bain, or you just had a feeling they weren't taking Bain?
I just saw like the way the draft was going, right? It just seemed like all these teams that needed help on the offensive line, the way the picks were going, it was like, I better get one of these guys. And keep in mind, there's a lot of guys that will probably be drafted if it would have gone true to form as far as the picks above the Dolphins. There would have been a lot of offensive linemen that would have been taken beforehand. But if you start taking, those other players, these guys move down.
Right.
And so now you're thinking, man, the only thing getting drafted is O-line, D-line, a random wide receiver, one running back. Ty Simpson went 13 to a good team. And I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, that one is crazy because.
But that's remember I told you, that's how the draft goes, man.
I know.
The
Well, thing
draft
with
goes like there's always going to be a team that likes somebody that everybody's like, give or take.
So I'm refreshing like crazy. And then I see Yanni Caracas, reporter from WPBF, is the one who's like, source, they're taking Kadyn Proctor. And this is no disrespect to Yanni. I just don't see him break a ton of Dolphins news.
Correct.
And so I'm just like, I'm hoping he's wrong. Like, I know that's a terrible thing. Like, no. Because I want Bain. I'm not going to lie. I want Rueben Bain to go to the King. I want Rueben Bain to go to the Dolphins. And so I'm just hoping like hell that Yanni Caracas got hacked. And he did it. He was spot on. He had it before anybody else that I saw on Twitter. And they take Kadyn Proctor, who is a ginormous lineman. He is a moose.
You're gonna have to coach him up a little bit. He at times is, but here's what happens with guys like him. He's physically dominant, right? And so a lot of times he goes into a game thinking that I'm just going to overpower everybody. And sometimes he gets lazy with his technique.
Yeah. And this is the thing and it's tough for me because I can't come out of this. I can't shake it because I keep watching Rueben Bain and I watch him get, like, I thought for sure he was going to go to the Ravens because they get all the Hall of Fame canes. Like, I thought that's where he was going to go. Like, he's going to be a Raven. And they end up taking Vig Ione, who was another guy who was even mocked to the Dolphins more than Proctor was. Proctor was kind of thought more like maybe 20-ish. And so, yeah, it was a little surprising. I'm not going to...
Juice Nation is 100% correct. We've been complaining about building the trenches and screaming for the Dolphins to build the trenches. They finally do something to do that, and we're mad that they didn't take Bain.
Yeah, but this is the thing with me. Like, the trenches are two sides. Like, it's not like a massive.
Yeah, but Bain's not
Bain's
not what you would consider a trench guy.
Yeah, but he's tough. Like, it's like it's one of these things for me that okay, you could still have lined it up and been like, we have our starting line. They don't really have anybody they know can get after the quarterback. Like, they think. But they're having a guy who hasn't gotten to the quarterback in 4 years, and they have a first-round pick who regressed last year.
Right.
So it's not like it wasn't. It's not like it wasn't a need either. But I think this is what ended up happening because I listened to Jon-Eric Sullivan last night, and it's pretty clear he is a prototype size guy. And the one thing you can say about Rueben Bain is he doesn't have the prototype size. This guy is ogling over Kadyn Proctor's size. He did the same thing with the pick Chris Johnson, which I'm kind of into the San Diego State, but he raved about that. And I'm like, and he kind of mentioned this last week about physical traits. And I was like, oh, well, that's why he didn't get taken.
Here's the thing that I would say about Bain that maybe he was alluding to. Bain is a guy that you kind of build your D-line around. Move him around. He does a lot of different things. He's never going to play over a guard for a whole game. He's never going to play just outside. Because keep in mind, him and Mesidor are about the same, and they just list Mesidor as a edge rusher or even a linebacker. they listed him as a linebacker when they called his name. And so them being the same size and saying they play two different positions, sometimes it's not a matter of whether he's good or not, right? It's sometimes a matter of how is he going to fit with what we're doing as good as he is. And I understand everybody wanted Bain. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at you.
Supposedly they were
Okay.
chanting at the draft party. They were chanting for him.
Huh? Right.
Supposedly.
It's a hard thing because I know from going through it and having it explained to me and seeing draft after draft after draft to see how these drafts pan out. There's like, keep in mind, there's very few teams with the needs that they have that value the same players in the draft. They all have different grades, and part of that is based on need and stuff like that. Right? And so when they go into the draft and the draft starts happening, like I said, it's like watching a game. The draft happens, and then it gets to you, and now you have to make a decision. A lot of times those decisions end up being, it could be 50-50, right? It could be, hey, we want Bain, and then the way maybe Sully and Hafley are thinking is, let's get this O-line going. Now, I will say this. For all the people that say they should have took Bain, all right, I would say this to you. You are right from this perspective. One of the things that we overlook is the work ethic, the commitment to the craft, right? And you got a guy that here's a guy, he might be a little smaller, you might not know how you're going to use him, but you know the mentality that he brings to the table, right? It's even harder to deal with if you're a Canes fan, if you're a Baines fan, if you're a Dolphins fan. It is harder to digest when the first words out of the mouth of all the pundits is, yeah, this guy has a tendency to be lazy.
Dude, and that's
you
the
see
thing.
what I'm saying?
So, and I don't even, and this is the thing.
Doesn't help.
I don't want to crush Kadyn Proctor because I don't know him. I want him to have a great Dolphins career, but it's like even his own former coach is going out there and is like, yeah, he's got all of it, but he's not a self-starter. You need to get the weight in line. And when he talks about Rueben Bain, who he didn't coach,
right,
and he's talking about the arms, he goes, yeah, well, I haven't been able to see anybody stop him from getting those hands to somebody's neck. And I'm like, oh. And like that's a guy who recruited Proctor,
right?
Had Proctor. Now Proctor wanted to leave and then came back. And
so said we drafted football Khalil Ware.
Yeah, I I don't know, man. Like it's hard for me. It's hard for me to not be bummed. I get it. I will tell you this: this offensive line better be awesome. All right, I'm not sitting around here.
Well,
it better be awesome.
Listen, here's what the crazy thing about all this is. The crazy thing about all this is you have, you've done what you said you were going to do, but you don't want to be in a situation where a year or 2 years or 3 years from now that you look back and the guy that you drafted wasn't worth the pick and the guy that you passed on ends up being all world. Yep. Right? That being said, when you have a lot of needs and when you have a lot of needs on a football team and you want to fortify your trenches, I'm telling you right now, at 265 pounds, right? Bain gets to the NFL, he won't be in the trenches until they figure out what and how they're going to use him. And that is the part that if you're a team that have a lot of needs, to draft a guy you're not quite sure how you're going to use him. He's not, when football starts, they're not lining him over a guard. I don't care how good he is. Your right guard is 330 pounds.
Yeah, but even like the guy who went, I think 17 yesterday, Blake Miller from Clemson, their left tackle, that he abused him as a left tackle against Clemson. Like
Right.
that guy's got giant arms. He's a menace. And this is the thing. I think we've learned from Jon-Eric Sullivan, and we're going to probably see through this draft. Dude loves size. He said the same things about Chris Johnson at corner with 27. He likes guys who are big. That is what he's going to go with.
Right.
Rueben Bain is not small, but he's not big. And I think that that is what this guy wanted to go with his eyes and not his gut. He wanted to go with he wanted to go with what he saw and not with Rueben Bain being, Rueben Bain's notebook of being a monster and blessing people. A new GM's just not, he's not going to believe that. And it may be to his detriment, because I'm going to tell you something. That Tampa Bay war room looked incredibly happy that he fell to him.
So question, based on what you know about the guys that play that position, and again, I'm not talking about the production, I'm not talking about the talent, right? One of the hardest things for a GM to do, especially a new one, is when you look at what generally plays a position. And again, not talking about production, not talking about how good. Do you want your first pick to be an exception to all the rules that you have learned?
I mean,
you understand what I'm saying?
Obviously he didn't. I mean, we all have like the back fandom here. We can't, it's hard for me to shake the bias on it. So
I know. But that's why I'm not. That's why I'm not.
I don't know what.
Man,
yeah. We'll take a break. We're way over here, but we got plenty of stuff to get into with the draft. We'll hear some of the stuff from Sully on why he made the Kadyn Proctor pick and the Chris Johnson pick. He did traded back, got a couple of fifths, and then he swapped skis to move up and take his cornerback. We'll take a break. Lots to get into from a busy night in the NFL draft. We're back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. It's Tobin and Leroy here with you on a Friday. Give you a weather update brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, helping homeowners stay safe this storm season. Visit tornadoroofing.com for a free roof and window estimate. Currently, right now in Miami, it is 75 degrees, cloudy. Still got those wind gusts. Partly cloudy, expected until 2 p.m. Wind gusts up to 11 miles per hour. Looks like you get some showers maybe on Sunday, but looks like we're going to have a beautiful Saturday ahead, ladies and gentlemen. And Schmeeth and Schmolnick, I cannot agree with you more. The Bucs just put out the video of Bain taking his draft call, and I am 1,000 times more angry. Brittany, I cannot agree with Schmeeth. I watched that, and I'm just like, I can't handle this.
I know it's brutal. It kept me up last night. Because I just feel like no matter what Proctor goes on to do, I just think that this was objectively not a good pick. Like objectively.
No, look, I don't know, but I just have it in my heart. There's no way Rueben Bain is not going to be a great player. And I don't know about Kadyn Proctor. It's like
you don't know. And I find it insane to me that not only did you pass up on Rueben Bain, but you pass up on Caleb Downs as well, who was never supposed to fall to you.
Right. And it's like, oh, we got 2 5th-round picks. Like, cool. And Sully said last night, he was asked flat out, would you have taken Downs or would you have taken Proctor? And he swears he would have taken Proctor at 11, which I guess I gotta believe him. But yeah, like, dude, Schmeethan, they put out this video. The Dolphins put out a video. Ooh, we get 2 more players. Cool. But like, this guy's crying his eyes out. He's gonna give everything that he's got. It would have been an incredible story. Miami Central, Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins. And I'm not been mature about it. I'm not handling it well. And I can't. I'm not doing well. And I'm trying to do well. But yeah, that video that the Bucs put out of him crying his eyes out. And like, Proctor's like, there's just been nothing Goosey's worthy from him. It's like, his nickname is Crispy because he loves Krispy Kreme. I'm like, you admitted that? That's a thing?
It really is laughable.
Again, I'm not mad at anybody. But I just know, and I tell you all the time how these guys think.
Yeah, well, here was Sully yesterday. This is him saying that Proctor, not a fat guy.
It was more just a real honest, direct conversation with substance. We asked him to walk us through his time at Bama, the lessons he learned, the back and forth from Iowa, the weight. And he didn't hide from any of it, and he talked about his growth and the things that he learned through that journey. And then obviously we have our resources at Bama who have been with him recently, over the last couple years. And we have really good relationships there, and things like competitive, prideful, never wants to be embarrassed, leads the conditioning runs. What I can tell you about him is, I don't need to name the coach by name, but there was a coach there at one point who was militant about weights.
I wonder who that was.
He didn't worry about Proctor's weight. That wasn't an issue for him because
McAfee,
he could handle it. The guy's got 270 pounds of lean body mass. He's just a naturally large human being, but he's not a fat guy, And if you put your eyes on him when he gets around here, you'll see that pretty quickly. So I say all to say, look, none of us have a crystal ball. You don't know what the future is going to bring, but we feel really good about what we invested in tonight as a human being, as a professional, and as a football player.
So I imagine the way that they're going to go, Leroy, is you would think left guard. Like, do you think it's got to be him? Because he said he could play all 4 positions, but he played left tackle in college. You would say, put him next to Patrick Paul, and then
that's what I wanted him to do with Patrick Paul, but everybody kept getting hurt.
Yeah,
I wanted Patrick Paul to be next to
Teron.
So, and what happens is when you play next to a guy, right? And you understand the role that you have and how you guys work hand in hand. If you do end up getting kicked out, then you know what to expect from the guy inside. And that kind of builds some cohesiveness. When it becomes a problem is when you start moving them on other sides of the ball.
Yeah, because I won't know what the move is here. Like, I don't know if you keep Savaianaya where he was all of last year.
Wasn't he a natural right side of the line?
He was a right. Yeah, he mostly was a right side guy in college.
So what if they move him back to the right? So now you got Austin Jackson, you got Savaianaya, you got Proctor, and then you got you got Patrick Paul.
Look, if it's pedigree of pick, it should be good. I mean, you have 2 second.
As long as you don't take a quarterback from Bama, you're good.
Yeah, well, left tackles haven't gone great at Alabama either, but
yeah,
the idea is he's going to go. I mean, I guess inside he'll start off as a guard, and hopefully that'll slow roll him a little bit. Like that's a monstrous left side of the line. Oh my god!
And I will say this is that when they showed some video of him, he was pulling and moving.
No, he can move.
So when you think about that,
and he's young, so he's 20.
Usually your left guard, and I've played with like really fast, like my left guard in Minnesota played tight end in college. So think of that kind of athlete. Now I'm going to take that guy and add 70 pounds to him, and he's athletic. Yeah, it can work, but again, I would say, like, I saw somebody respond. They've been here 6 months and already they've screwed it up. I'm like, really?
Listen,
if you can say that right now, maybe you ought to have that job, because the people that have the job, right, it's going to be longer than 6 months before you can even evaluate them.
Yeah,
like remember, the biggest news was, hey, the greatest thing they could do right now is get rid of Tua. Just take the hit. We don't want Tua.
Mm-hmm.
They got rid of Tua, right? And we just keep moving. We just keep moving. Like, can we just allow people to play football before we evaluate the moves that they've made concerning football?
Sure. It's just one of those things, though. Like, I think of all the players we were previewing, he's not one that came up a ton. And we were looking at a position in the draft. We're like, man, it feels like they can't lose. And yet it kind of feels like they did. It feels like they did based on like
what, though?
Based on a lot of pundits saying that he's a project, he's a little inconsistent, and that they need somebody to help right away. And he's not going to be playing at a place he played in college. But hopefully it fortifies something that's been a problem for a while. Whereas some other guys, have just been a little bit more consistent throughout their career. I think that's what it is. He is convicted. I listened to him last night. This guy, you swear to God, like this guy is going to be Jonathan Ogden the way that he's talking about him.
I would agree with those things. And if you have this complaint, I would be okay with it. Not the Bain versus Proctor argument. Okay. But if you were to say they drafted a guy in the teens that you admit that most people admit going to need work. That's if I have one problem with the pick, I would say that coming into a system where you are absolutely depleted of talent and everybody is young, I would have been okay if they went with somebody who was more football ready.
Well,
right?
Yes.
That being said, he's 20.
And this is the thing. And we talked about this a little bit with Kenneth Grant this week. He's in a better spot than Kenneth Grant is last year because nobody's job's on the line this season. Like this is not, I need you to sink or swim. Like if the Dolphins have a 6-win season, which is kind of what their talent bears out to be right now, to be honest with you, that's okay. Like they're building here. Like that's what this is what it is. This is when you take a huge hit on Tua and Tyreek and Chubb and all these guys. This is what it's going to be. It is going to be building with young guys and throughout. But that's a lot of, even if we do stretch it, GM, that's a lot of investment of high picks on that line with an all-pro at center. good God, it better be awesome. I don't want to hear about it for the next 5 years. This offensive line thing for the next 5 years better be figured out, because that's a lot of high capital, not just from this regime, but you have a guy in Paul that they've all talked about as a building block. Savai and I, who knows, but hopefully we'll be more comfortable. I just want this to be the end of the misery, because it has been such a journey, and they have invested a lot of high picks in this offensive line, and they just can't get it solved. So for the love of football gods.
Well, this is the highest. Is this the highest offensive lineman since Jake Long?
I don't know.
Because Savai and I was a second rounder.
Pouncey
Pouncey
was right there. That's years ago. But
right.
These are, but dude,
you see what I'm saying? So,
but even second round picks are that's a high investment. The guys they traded up for, guys they redshirted, first round pick who's been signed to a second contract, and then a guy who's going to get a new contract who was an all pro center. This better be from the foundation. I don't want this to be an issue the rest of the build. So I will appreciate his conviction. The conviction better be right, because I'm tired of this being
Can I ask you a question? But saying this is the only problem I have with that. Saying that your team is probably going to be 6 wins this year. Okay. Like, what are you expecting, and how quick are you expecting it? Because you sound like you expect excellence.
I'm saying by next year they better have the best offensive line in one of the best offense. It better be Eagles good next year. Next year, not this year. I'm saying by next year, these guys better look like they're a fortress. Like Devon Achane, they better be bulldozers for Devon Achane, and they better be a fortress for Malik Willis, dude. By next year, like when these guys are in, like, is that what's an unfair?
I don't.
What's a fair expectation?
I don't know, because sometimes your failures on a football field aren't necessarily the group that we're talking about. And so I don't like, until they start playing games, when you start evaluating the talent on the team and the positions, just to say this group better be this, I don't know if it's that easy. Right. And it's not to say, here's what I would say. If you take this kid where you took him, he better be a consistent contributor at some point soon.
Yes.
Otherwise, you could have taken someone else who would have had more of an impact earlier.
We're saying the same thing.
His career.
You're less dramatic than I am, but we're saying the same thing.
We
agree.
Because
we agree with each other. We're on the same page.
We don't, but that's okay.
How are we not?
Because you're taking it as this whole group, and is it possible that Proctor could come along great and the offensive line is average?
Be pretty surprising, wouldn't it? Because you feel good about 3 of the spots already.
I feel good. I would say that the hope here, and I don't know what they're saying, but I would say the hope here is by moving Savaianaya to his natural side of the ball, that he can be more productive.
Yeah, or he's got to beat out Salyer. Like, if that's like,
right.
Make him
well, listen, the competition aspect of it is always in play. We're making assumptions here, and I would say that we're assuming that this is what the starting 5 is going to be up front. But I don't know without seeing them play football, right?
Yeah,
to
but
make
if you
the
have
assumption of where they should be in a period of time.
I just don't think it's an unfair expectation. If you use the pick and you're this convicted on it, which he is, he's out there. He's out there quoting Stone Cold at his press conference.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it's an unreasonable thing to say, hey, this offensive line better be awesome by next year.
Right. Now, he did say this, and I agree with Jonathan. He did say something about changing the culture. Bain and Downs would have changed that culture immediately. Again,
His culture's a size guy. That's what he is. And that's that. It's very clear that's his philosophy.
Right.
We're not going to he wasn't going to take D'Angelo Pons for cornerback. No, he wants a 6'1", 193 cornerback. Even if he played at San Diego State, he's like, no, you can see the size, the way he's able to cover any kind of receiver. That's what he's into. He likes those prototypes. Like you said, he doesn't want exceptions physically. But
that in itself is hard for a first year GM, right? It just is like that. And if any of us were in that position, you would go with a more what you would consider a more safe pick and not exceptions. That's just human nature. So I get it. I'm not mad at people for not want. I think Bain is going to be a amazing player. But I think where he's going, they have some guys up front and he'll be able to be flexible for them. If he got with the Dolphins, I don't know this early in this regime's career if they are ready for a player to move around and do a lot of different things.
We will take a break here on the program. Be back with more after this. Welcome back, everybody. Happy to be with you here on a Friday. Hey, Teachers Appreciation Night at Lone Depot Park is coming up next week when the Phillies come to town to play the Marlins on May 1st. We'll have a 4-pack of tickets for you to win coming up today in the 12 o'clock hour. So keep it locked, huh? You're beautiful. Hey, well, let's give a quick shout out though. Look, we didn't the Dolphins did not get Rueben Bain, but a shout out to Mario Cristobal because it is the first time since 2007 the Miami Hurricanes have had 3 first-round picks. So a shout out to Mario Cristobal, 2 of those guys in Mauigoa and Bain he's had since the start. And then Mesidor, I mean, incredible since he's been in here. He ends up in Los Angeles with Mike McDaniel. You seen this Mike McDaniel? You're offensive coordinator. You don't need to be suited and booted. You're an assistant.
That's not your party.
It's not your party, dude. You got to dress like Harbaugh. You know, that's what you got to do.
Tucked in sweatshirt and some khakis.
Dude, that's how he is. That's how he is. Yesterday, was there a pick that surprised you the most yesterday, Leroy? Out of anybody, was it
I would say the fact that the team in the Rams that took Ty Simpson,
dude,
that seems like an Arizona move or, one of those teams. Other than that, it almost seemed like everybody was jostling for position.
Mm-hmm.
So when one team picked, a certain player, they all moved. I was absolutely shocked with all the running backs in the country. 2 first-rounders were Notre Dame's running backs. So,
yeah. Did you?
But that's the draft, man. The draft is so like. The thing is that when certain guys get picked, everybody else falls in line, whether the pick is good or bad. Because it either means you're going to lose a guy that you thought was going to be available, or you're going to have access to a guy who you thought was going to be gone. And so when these guys start falling, then teams start moving up or teams start moving down. And it just, how it plays out is so like, that's the part that I said before the draft. Somebody's going to make a pick and everybody's going to panic and say, we better get one of those positions.
The thing that's weird, did you see this, Brittany? The whole weird stuff that's going around Ty Simpson, though, and McVay?
Yes, I saw that. It's actually kind of crazy. Well, the whole story, did you see about his relationship with the GM of the Rams?
Yes. He said this is what's wild. Because, like, the Rams have kind of been rumored around Ty Simpson, but he said he never met Sean McVay before the draft.
That's another ploy too. That's a ploy because there are teams that track what guys you bring in to determine your interest in them. And so a lot of teams, sight unseen, right, that do their research won't bring a guy in so people won't think they're interested and then draft him.
But Sean McVay is clearly not happy about this pick.
He looked miserable at the press conference yesterday, Leroy. That's what's weird about it. Apparently the GM is like friends with Ty Simpson's father. And
advised Ty Simpson, you should absolutely go into the draft.
Right. Don't take $6 million from the Hurricanes. Go to the draft, and okay. And he ends up taking. McVay had weird energy. You know him. He's like a peppy golden retriever. It's very strange to see him like, well, I mean, it's Matthew's team. He's going to battle for the backup. And if you have Matthew Stafford, if anybody else was the best team in football last year, it was probably the Rams.
Especially at the end of the year.
Yeah. And you're like, what are we doing? We're doing what?
But again, we used to do that with the Packers, right? So, like, to say, and I would say this, the worst thing for a guy who only has 15 starts would be to play right away. I think it's not the worst thing that he has to sit however long Matthew Stafford plays.
Yeah, definitely not. But like, did you need to draft him that high? Like, you couldn't have gotten somebody else and then worked your way back in?
Right. I figure you could have got somebody else. I don't. Here's why I say the draft is sometimes funny. Who else was competing for Ty Simpson?
Right.
So you could have drafted a guy, given up a first-round pick next year, and moved up in the 20s, and still drafted Ty Simpson. Right?
Yeah.
You it seems like you were the only one competing for that guy. Right? And that's probably the craziest thing. But as I said before the draft, somebody gonna do something crazy and everybody's gonna look at it and go, what? And everybody's gonna start jostling for position.
How do you not fist fight your GM if you never met the guy?
Because there's certain rules that apply in every draft. And you hear it down here, and that is who has the final say.
Yeah, but
So
I would just
that look of disgust would be like, we had a conversation. I said, no, thank you. This is what I would rather have. And you drafted that guy. That's kind of what that looked like.
Yeah. He was like, oh, man.
And again, if I'm taking somebody top 15, and I know quarterback is a unique situation. If I'm drafting somebody top 15, I am definitely wanting some impact right away. And so I don't know with how their team is, because keep in mind, they're a really good team without Ty Simpson.
Yeah.
And I don't think you should go top 15 as a luxury pick. Absolutely not. Look at him. He's looking at him like, I want to punch. He's looking at him like, if these cameras weren't here, I'd punch you right in the side of your face. Doesn't it?
It does.
That's one of the best
With his tight ass medium on.
He loves the shit. All right, we'll take a break. We'll hear a little bit more from Jon-Eric Sullivan on the Dolphins picks in the first round, and they got action, man. We still got a lot of picks coming today.
Yep.
As well. We'll take a break. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. We'll take you guys up until 2 here. Thanks to everybody who tuned in to our draft coverage last night. Happy that it was humming last night. Oh, that was good. I like a fast-paced draft.
You think the NFL shot themselves in the foot by lowering the time and then having the delay because the time was too fast?
It definitely did something, because I'm telling you, the timing was between social media, but the thing that made it the weirdest was the Dolphins Twitter account. Like, they were like, "Oh, we're on the clock," and like we're looking on screen, it's like,
"No, you're not."
They're like, "That's not what the TV says," but okay. And so we're sitting here just waiting idly by. But the Dolphins yesterday, if you guys just tuned in, we'll get to your headlines here. Brought to you by Doral Volkswagen, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Volkswagen or DoralVolkswagen.com. The Dolphins trade back from 11 with the Dallas Cowboys, and they take the Cowboys took Caleb Downs. The Dolphins took Kadyn Proctor from Alabama, and then the Dolphins at 30 didn't go to 30. They went up to 27, and they took Chris Johnson, cornerback from San Diego State. This was Chris Johnson on how fired up he is to be a Miami Dolphin.
Yeah, man, it definitely surprised me, man. Just sitting there watching the draft, obviously seeing different things go down. And, I finally saw my phone ring, and I answered. And, my service was a little spotty, so I couldn't really hear too well. I had to start moving around the house. But once I was able to talk with everybody, man, it was just a great feeling, man. Just understanding, a team values me enough to be able to trade up and grab me, man. And, like you said, pre-draft meetings went great with them, man. I definitely connected with them and their staff, and, man, I'm just excited to get out there and play some ball, man.
Yeah, he was pretty much regarded as like the fourth top guy, but the thing is, most people kept McCoy in the top 2, and the thing with McCoy is obviously the red flag with the health, and then his teammate Hood is there as well. So, but this is a guy who lit it up in the post-draft process as well after having all the success that he had at San Diego State. And hopefully he goes up there with best San Diego State athletes: Kawhi Leonard, Tony Gwynn, Marshall Faulk.
So
right there with them.
I was looking at the draft, and I mean, it seems like O-line, D-line dominated, right?
Especially the bottom half of it, for sure.
Right. You knew Mendoza was going to go first, and then you got edge rushers. You got Carnell Tate, who's a beast. I'm not going to even say that he's not. Kansas City moved up. Then you had 3 Ohio State players in the top 7.
Yep.
And then you had kind of
the surprising one was probably, and I guess this is probably they just didn't want to give up the talent, but the Giants taking Reese. It's like they are so flush with those guys who get after the quarterback, and they swear they're not traded Thibodeau. But they took Abdul Carter last year. And they still have Brian Burns on the team. And like, I guess there's a little bit of Reese. He kind of tried out pass rusher. Maybe he'll be a linebacker. They'll use him all over the place.
I kind of think he's going to be like an inside outside guy, but yeah, very. And the thing is what makes Arvell Reese appealing is he is a freak of nature when it comes to athletic, as far as speed, power, and stuff like that. And that's kind of one of those guys you can move around. But the funny thing about it is like they almost had a 2-pronged plan, because their next pick was going to be offensive lineman.
Yep.
And Fano went to the Browns, and so then they got Mauigoa.
Mauigoa is going to die for Jackson Dart. Careful, dude. This Jackson Dart, he's a little bit of a loose cannon.
Right.
Careful with your words, Francis. I don't want you trudging into danger. Jackson Dart seems like the type of guy who will he'll jump off like a boat and be like, it'll be fun.
Right. Now, my other question is that just as football goes, right, regardless of how talented a safety is, when you think of how defense works, and what the importance is of a defense is Caleb Downs, forget the talent. Is that a top 10 valuable position? You see what I'm saying?
I mean, it's a tough one because it's like, is it more so than like taking Love at 3? You know, is it more so than taking Tate at 4?
When was the last safety drafted that high, come back and make that much of an impact? When I was in Cleveland, we took
Eric Berry.
We took Eric not Berry. We took Eric Turner, number 2, and he was a safety. So I'm not sure what, and even when Dylan Thieneman went from Oregon, they were talking about him like he runs a 4.3, he can play over the slot. They were talking about all the different things that he could do, that even though he's listed as a safety, you see him doing a lot of things.
Sure.
And he went 25th. So I don't know, and that's another move that I'm almost wondering. You traded up to get him. How much of an impact is he going to make? Just at that position.
I think that's the other thing why everybody's surprised the Chiefs even traded up, because they're like, was somebody going to jump and get Delane too that much?
Right.
Obviously, that's the tell that they got, because they felt the need to go do it. But I
thought cornerbacks would start getting taken after the Miami pick, right? Only because, as I said before, 75% of the league plays zone. So that means there's more of an emphasis on getting after the quarterback and not giving up big plays.
I would have had to guess the reason they felt like they had to, because of the McDuffie trade, they probably thought the Chiefs were going to go after him and they were going to get both corners. Right. Maybe that's what they thought, because that's the reason they felt like they had to go up to
27. Playing the draft. Like you're not, and sometimes you don't draft on the value of the pick, you draft on the circumstances of the pick. Right? And that's one of the circumstances that you have, pointed out, that he's a good player, but I don't know if I want Kansas City, right, or another team to get the player. We'll take him.
Yeah, and they raved about Johnson's versatility too. Like, they're saying he could be slot, he could be boundary. He's big. They feel like he can do a lot of different. They even mentioned with his skills he could be a safety. He's like, he's not going to be a safety, but he could be a safety. Right. So he was fluffing up his pick as you'd expect. He's swaggering a little bit.
Well, the fact that he's a big boy means that he does have some versatility.
And that's the thing that stood out the most. Like, I was like, all right, well, this guy very clearly is like, I'm drafting big corners, big receivers, big linemen.
Well, they said they want to be more physical, and that's one way of doing it.
Yeah. This was Sully yesterday. No apologies, he says, for his picks.
Downs and Bain are marvelous players, and I understand the question, and I think those guys are going to be very successful in this league, no doubt about it. Again, we thought Proctor was rare. His height, weight, speed, production, the things that he can do on the football field for a man his size, he's an outlier. There's not many like him. It's no shot at Caleb Downs, a phenomenal football player, and he'll have a great career. And we would have loved to have him here, but we had a lot of conviction on Proctor being a very unique player in this draft, and one that we can build around for years. We invested in Malik, and it was important for us to protect him, to make sure that he has time to do the things that he needs to do, and keep him healthy. So that was part of the conversation as well. We're thrilled with the pick. We're happy to add him. We have a lot of faith in the person, and we think he's going to be a really good player here. No apologies.
I don't think anybody was asking for an apology, Sully, but he's very fired up. He did say, though, he was asked. I appreciate. I think Josh Moser asked him this. he was asked if he was one of the players he dreamed about, and he said no. Neither of these players are the players he dreamed about. But then he kind of like finagled the answer, and he was claiming that like I think it might have been like a flashback dream because it was in Green Bay because I dreamt that we were taking tags and our room is all digital. And I'm like, all right. So now it's a flashback dream. I thought you were dreaming of the future, dude.
I would say this, that you have 9 offensive linemen go in the first round.
Yeah.
That's like, that goes to show you where just the league in general is thinking.
What'd you think about the lineman the Patriots took whose draft video on ESPN was him dancing?
From Utah?
Yeah.
I'm like,
I guess they got to lighten the mood in New England the way things are going on over there.
I mean, maybe he's got good feet. I don't know.
Didn't he ask, how are you, coach? And coach is like, it's about you right now. How am I?
Yeah.
Be great if you told it. I got to be honest with you, Caleb. Not great. It's been kind of a tough week.
I mean, is it? I mean, you know what else is amazing? 2 offensive linemen from Utah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like it's just something you don't normally see. You know what I mean?
Oh man.
Or
Well,
Indiana having 2 first-round picks.
I know. Jets had 3 first-round picks. They went up and got Omar Cooper late. If you guys didn't stay up past the Dolphins pick, the Jets traded up. They got Omar Cooper from Indiana. They had a fun draft. I mean, like I don't know if it's gonna be good, but Vlad was peacocking last night.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, he's got Kenyon Sadiq. He's like, we're going to be like the old Patriots because we got Mason Taylor and Sadiq, and we got Omar Cooper and Garrett Wilson. They got a lot of great weapons. And
Kenyon
Breece Hall.
Sadiq is closer to a wide receiver. Dude can flat out run.
Problem is they got Geno Smith. Oh man, we'll take a break. More to come here on the show. But before that, Leroy, can we get a weather update brought to us by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, helping keep your home and family safe when the storm rolls in? Visit tornadoroofing.com for your free roof and window estimate.
Let me get over to the window plex. It is mostly cloudy. Breeze out of the east. I would say humming at 15, gusting probably over 20. Been a little cool. It was a bit cooler the last few days. Not really getting that hot. I'm saying it's between 75 and 80. And I would expect a passing shower or two at some point during the day, simply because that seems to be the cycle that we are in. Other than that, I'm liking the pleasant temperatures.
Very nice. It's been very nice lately. We'll take a break. More to come. Back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program as the NFL draft will get going again tonight at 7 o'clock. The Miami Dolphins today, they will select in the second round. They have the 43rd pick, which lines up at 11 for this second round. And then in the third round, they got a couple of picks. They traded one of them, swapped it, I believe, for a fourth rounder yesterday to move up. So they kept the same amount, but they moved back. I think 90 was the one that they gave up with the Cowboys. 49ers, excuse me. And so that's there for them. And so a busy day for the Fins ahead. Should mention, and Dade South correctly points out, can we just take a second and laugh at the New York Knicks? Oh, the New York Knicks down in the series to CJ McCollum's Atlanta Hawks.
Jeez.
Yeah, dude, that's good.
I didn't even, I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't pay any attention to basketball.
Totally fair. Hockey. Totally fair. Well, hockey, very scared because Colorado went up on the Kings 3-0. And LA is my number one Sergei Bobrovsky Steeler team that I'm worried about because they have Artemi Panarin. Mm-hmm. And they're getting lit up by Colorado. So that series is going to be night very soon. And then the Carolina Hurricanes and that rat bastard Rod Brindamore went up on the Senators 3-0. Did you see what the Senators did to their poor fan?
No.
This fan did an Eminem parody for the Senators. It was terrible. I mean, objectively cringe. Terrible. The Senators actually sent him to Taiwan because people felt like he was jinxing the Sens. And so they bought him a plane ticket to Taiwan, and he put an apology video, says, I will be here for the series. And Carolina responded after winning yesterday, maybe you should have sent him to the moon. Just brutal. Could you imagine, not only you're trying to help your team, I'm going to get sent away. He swore it was an AI, and the team's official account tweeted it out, but yeah, they're up against it. Old Brady Kachuk's up against it there. He's going to have to come down here. What are you going to do, Brady? You know, like you try. Hey, Brady, you tried your hardest, dude. You tried. It's just not enough. But Jalen Brunson has a big turnover late. And, the Knicks lose. And then the Wolves, I mean, they smacked the Nuggets right in the teeth, dude.
It's almost like, and when you see Ant-Man play against Denver, it's like bully ball.
Oh, man, just see Ant-Man and D-Wade hugging it up yesterday. D-Wade was on the broadcast. Yeah, that was good.
That's his guy.
That's his guy. That is his guy. Wish he could be our guy. You know, they could both be our guys, you know. That'd be fun. That would be fun. I'd enjoy that. Is it so much to ask? I don't think so. Maybe it's a lot to ask. I don't know. So the Dolphins yesterday, they get their couple of picks. They start off the Jon-Eric Sullivan era. Sully. Hafley was very fired up. I saw the war room. I did not see Troy Aikman. Did you see any video, Brittany, of Troy Aikman in the war room? I saw Marino.
I didn't see Troy Aikman, and I was going to ask you about that. I know it's
disappointing. I wanted to see Troy in the war room videos. Maybe they're keeping him. Maybe they're cropping him out because of Mike Florio. I don't want a conflict of interest. Because Mike Florio, he couldn't deal with it. He goes, "How could it broadcast on ESPN? How could Troy Aikman be in the war room?"
Or maybe he wanted Rueben Bain.
Well, that's maybe. Good call.
I don't know. As a quarterback, would you be more comfortable with a D lineman or an offensive lineman?
It was a joke.
I know.
She wanted Rueben Bain. I wanted Rueben Bain. We all wanted Rueben Bain. We're not being reasonable.
But again, you also wanted what's his name? Brady Quinn.
Oh, stop. Brittany was a child when that happened. Not like, how old were you, Brittany, when the Brady Quinn thing? 2?
What year was that?
Brady Quinn, that was 2007.
I was 7.
She was 7, Leroy.
All
right. She was probably watching Dora the Explorer.
I got you.
Hey, is this Ruben? Yes, sir.
Hey, Ruben, this is Jason Light, GM of the Bucs.
How you
What are
doing?
you doing? What are you doing the next 5 to 10 years?
I'm a Buck, coach.
All right. You can stop pretending like you love every team and now you're a Buck.
Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, collect your thoughts. Go hug your mom. But first, I'm gonna give you the Coach Bowls. All right.
Yes, sir.
Big Bang.
What's up, coach?
How you doing, man? Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh,
I
man.
appreciate it.
Can't wait to get you up here. Can't wait to get you up here. You fit right in with
Yes,
these
sir.
guys, man. Play just like
Yes,
you did
sir.
in college, and you'll be just fine.
Yes, sir.
All right?
I got you.
Go spend time with your family. Look forward to seeing you, all right?
I got you.
All right, man.
I appreciate it, coach.
Yeah, must be nice.
Now, question. Does some of this have to do with you have no idea who they drafted?
No, this is the guy I wanted. They could have drafted Arvell Reese. They could have drafted
I got you.
anybody. This is the guy.
All right.
You know this is the guy I wanted.
No, I'm not.
You know this
again,
is the guy I wanted.
Again,
I'm not being mature about this. I don't want to be mature about it. That's the guy I wanted. And he was
Okay.
there.
But again, I'm gonna say this. That's why they have that job.
Chris Greer had that job, dude. He sucked at the job. Who cares?
Like, I didn't say everybody was good at it. I just said they have that job to make those decisions.
Schmeathan says, bait in his face to the franchise, Jason Taylor. I wonder what Jason Taylor thought last night. I wonder if we had.
Nobody looked happy in his camp at all.
Oh, he looked. Baines?
Yeah.
Bain looked miserable. Like he was
looked
really
miserable?
pissed. I think
Well,
he
because
thought
he
was gonna get off.
absolutely, I would guess that you are not the only one that when the Dolphins pick came up, that everybody in that room thought he was going to be a Dolphin.
That, and I also just don't think he thought he was going to drop to 15.
Yeah, I thought once he passed the Dolphins, I thought the Ravens were like
Again,
Oh, I thought he was a Raven, and I was about
one of
to
the reasons why I say that is because there's a lot of teams that probably looked at him and had the conversation like this. How are we going to use him, coach, defensive coordinator? What can you do with him? How are we going to go about how does he fit into our defense? And I think those are some of the conversations that we aren't privy to, right?
probably not. But with Todd Bowles thinking like, oh, I got him and just Vita Vea trying to like get after the quarterback. I mean, he's gonna push in the middle. Bain's gonna get that bend from around. Like he's just gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
And-
No. Again, Todd Bowles is in a different.
By the way, never change. Still doesn't change his tone ever.
Right. Todd Bowles and is in a different position where he is than Halfley and Sully are. And,
Yeah,
and that
he's
plays into the decisions you make early on in your decision making.
Remember when Todd Bowles went crazy this offseason during the season, and
Which
he
was
still didn't,
everybody
he still
was
didn't change. Yeah, he still didn't change his tone. He just like it wasn't Denny Green losing his mind, but it was just a lot of mother bleepers, and you're like, whoa, I didn't know Todd Bowles had that in him.
Oh, you'd be let me tell you, Tobin, you would be amazed at some of these calm coaches, how they act behind closed doors. I'm going to tell you right now. Like the only coach that I've ever had that has been consistent with how he does things, Kurt Ferenz, never yells. And he's been the head coach at Iowa for a bunch of years. His demeanor is not that of a guy that you figure, oh, he's different behind closed doors. Nope. Pretty consistent.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll tickle Leroy's fancy next. Oh! It is time, ladies and gentlemen, to tickle Leroy's fancy. Are you ready, Leroy?
I am.
Starting off tonight, day 2 of the NFL draft. Does the NFL draft tonight tickle your fancy?
Yep. I'm interested to see, like, it'll be more of the same stuff. People moving, shifting, or whatever. But I'm more, when you see teams make multiple picks, you start getting an idea of what they're trying to build. So I'm interested to see, what route the Dolphins take as far as the type of player, the position, and how it all fits into what they're trying to do. Because you can get an idea of what they're trying to do based on who they draft.
Gotta figure you're gonna get Malik Willis a wide receiver, right? Like at some point in the year.
Yeah, but here's the thing about it is, if there was a run of wide receivers early, then teams would have started taking wide receivers. The fact that old linemen and D linemen and edge rushers dominated the first round.
Yeah, but
meant that if you want a quality one, you had to go ahead on and get one.
Yeah, but the 3 that went were pretty much the consensus top 3 guys. I think Boston, Hurst, Chris Bell from Louisville, all potentially interesting guys, big size guys. So I feel like that's got to be like the target at the second round.
Yeah, but you know what? I think when you see those guys fall the way they did, right? There might be a lot of teams trying to move up to get them early in the second round.
Yeah, potentially.
Right. And so that's what I mean. Like, according to how the draft starts and how guys, drop or how guys move up, now you got to start making decisions on second and third rounders. You got to start making decisions on, can we trade up to get one of those guys, kind of like a Savai'i last year, right? Are you going to move up? You want to be in the top 10 of the second round and kind of make one of these moves. So it's really interesting to see, and you'll get an idea based on one, are we acquiring assets so we can move up because we foresee the way the second round is going and we can offer those picks? Or are, we just going to sit pat and just have more picks later on in the draft, because there's a lot of guys that have dropped down in the draft because of how the first round went.
What about tonight at 7:00, game 3 between the Celtics and 76ers in Philadelphia? Series tied at 1 apiece. Does that game tickle your fancy? Okay.
Listen.
Not tickled.
Philly got one.
Gentlemen, top hats and monocles.
Oh, yeah. Look. You know what happens with Boston? Periodically, they play a game where they can't make a shot. And everybody gets all crazy about, here we go. And then what happens? They go 20, 25, and they shoot the lights out, and your season's over. I see the same thing happening.
Tonight at 8:00 on Amazon Prime, the Lakers and Rockets, game 3 in Houston. LA up 2-0 in that series. Rockets 8.5-point favorites tonight. Does that tickle your fancy?
8.5-point favorites. Why?
Guess they got to figure the Rockets aren't getting swept, so they're gonna hammer them today.
Yeah. I'm interested in this because I still can't believe that a team that doesn't have Luka and who's the other connect?
Reeves.
I
think Reeves is questionable tonight too. I think that he was upgraded, so they might get Austin Reeves back tonight.
If I told you before this series started, those 2 players were going to be out, you would say LeBron's be home early this year, and they're up 2-0.
Up 2-0.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how this is going to go, because Houston. Didn't they go to the they were the 2 seed last year.
2 or 3. Yeah, I can't remember.
Without KD.
Yep.
Added KD
you know,
and not better.
It's kind of been the pattern of his career since he's left Golden State.
Yeah.
Teams do not get better when they get him. It's very odd. 10:30 tonight.
Nope.
Okay. Imagine you had a little bit of cafecito. The San Antonio Spurs take on the Portland Trailblazers in Game 3. Wemby questionable for tonight. Series tied at 1 apiece. Does that game tickle your fancy?
It would, yes, because I mean the whole question is Wemby going to play?
Mm-hmm.
If Wemby plays, it's a foregone conclusion, right? I mean that's the assumption we're making. Portland's putting a little fight.
Yep.
They putting a little fight. They got some guys that can play, but if Wemby's in that series, we're not feeling the same way we do about Portland.
I don't think so.
Right.
I don't think so. But it is going to be interesting to see, does he have any lingering effects on this thing, or is this just a protocol thing? We'll see.
Right.
On the diamond tonight at 10:15, the Marlins take on the Giants for the first of 3. Does that tickle your fancy?
No.
Sandman on the hill. Sandman's on the hill, right?
No.
Yeah, Sandy's on the hill.
No. I wonder
Really?
if Fonz might go to that game. Fonz might be going.
He should go see the Sandman.
He lives right there.
Marlins 12-13 on the year. Giants 11-14. So maybe a chance for the Marlins to win back-to-back series to start off, and then they got a big one coming up next week. 3 against Shohei Ohtani and the Dodgers. What about on the ice tonight? Lightning and Canadiens at 7:00. Game 3. That series tied at 1 apiece. Does that tickle your fancy? Mima, she like the Canadiens?
No. Can I just tell you, I'm usually a big fan of playoff hockey, playoff basketball. But especially now that the Panthers aren't in it, I've just had no desire to turn on hockey, even though it is must-see television. So I'll pass.
All of it?
Yeah.
What about Oilers and Ducks tonight at 10:00? That series has been awesome. Tied at 1 apiece.
Like, again, it's not hockey. It's Leroy. I admit it. That I would watch all of these games if the Panthers were in the playoffs. Like last couple of years, every time hockey was on, regardless of who it was, I was watching.
Are you going to watch draft coverage tomorrow? Day 3? Why not?
Again, I'll peruse because, again, I'm interested to see, like, at the end of the draft, when you line up all the Dolphins draft picks, I want to see, okay, was this you could tell this was a draft of purpose, right? You can see what they're trying to accomplish, what they're trying to do. I want to see if that holds true because it held true the first round. You said that's what they said they were going to do. I want to see how it goes through because here's the other thing. Are they going to draft a quarterback? Because that's their go-to. They said, yeah, we're going to draft quarterback every year.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious to see wouldn't it be something if you don't get Bain, but you get Beck?
That would be pretty crazy.
Right.
That would be pretty crazy. But I don't know. But I also feel like unless they just think Quinn Ewers stinks, which is a possibility. What about tomorrow at 8:00? UFC Fight Night, Aljamain Sterling versus Youssef Zalal. Take your fancy? Featherweight main event?
I'm out.
Fancy,
Paramount Plus.
not tickled.
Free if you have Paramount Plus.
I know. You could sell it. You could sell it, but I'll be into almost anything else.
Well, I've already given you hockey. You've taken out hockey.
Yeah, but
you've taken out the Marlins. You've taken out
because wait.
Day 3.
Why did I take out the Marlins?
It's late.
Okay.
What about tomorrow at 4:15? Game 2 between the Giants and Marlins. Does that tickle your fancy?
I could be, yes, because I might go to the gym and get a little workout in, put it on my phone, have my earbuds in. I can listen or watch. Love doing that with baseball. Baseball, you don't need to watch it. You can hear it a pitch by pitch. It's really a cool thing when you're at the gym.
Get you Jack McMullen. He fires you up. He gets you goes through those reps. He's got a good voice. Great pipes.
Yeah.
What about the Zurich Classic in New Orleans?
You know how much I love golf, right?
Yeah.
I'm out. Team golf.
Why?
It's team golf. Now, I will say what a really cool story is. Matthew Fitzpatrick just won last week in the signature event at Harbor Town. His brother won on the DP World Tour earlier this year. His brother was his caddy when he won the U.S. Open. They're playing together. And they're playing together when they both been playing really good this year. His brother's on the DP World Tour, which is his European tour. So that's kind of a cool thing to watch. Some of the teams are pretty cool. But, like, I don't know. Like, I like the fact that they do it once a year. But again, I watched a little bit yesterday. I'll watch a little bit today. But then I've had my fill of team golf.
Fair enough. What about in theaters today? Michael Jackson biopic. Does that tickle your fancy?
Thinking about it, like, it does tickle my fancy, but here's the deal. It has been deemed rotten by Rotten Tomatoes.
It has been deemed rotten by Rotten Tomatoes.
Now, that has never stopped me from seeing a movie, because when you live during that period of time, it is more appealing, right? To somebody who, say, was born in 2000 or late 90s, you don't get the full appreciation of what Michael Jackson was in the 70s and 80s. So I appreciate, I remember growing up with Michael Jackson, so it would be more appealing to me.
This is just for the record on audience score, because Rotten Tomatoes, the critic score is 40%, but the public score 96%.
Right, because
people like it,
and I bet you all of them are 45 years or older.
Perhaps.
Because you understand, there was no bigger star in the world than Michael Jackson. And just to put it in context, when he came out with a new video, it showed on the main channels. So it would, in between shows, it would go on ABC, NBC, CBS, and they would show, when Thriller came out, 30 minutes. It was like world news. So, like, he was massive. He was a big star. He was, and then the issues and it's
I don't
amazing
even know if the
story.
issues are covered in the movie. I think it's just the music.
It's just the music, right? No, I know.
It stops right after the movie ends. Right after he releases "Bad."
Okay, yeah.
Spoiler
So
alert, Brittany?
I mean,
spoiler alert, dude.
He's the only.
No, I didn't see it. It's not a spoiler.
He's the only star that I can think of. He's the only star that I can think of that every album that he came out with was huge. As far as you couldn't wait to go get it, you couldn't wait to see the videos, you everything. I can't explain the enormous just following that he had. He was that good. And so, yeah, I'm interested. I'm intrigued. My fancy's tickled. I just got to know it. Here's the problem. You probably need to go see it with somebody who lived it with you.
You don't think your daughter would like it?
She doesn't really know Michael Jackson. My wife might. Right? It's kind of one of those things, right? It's one of those things that about, like, people today know of Michael Jackson, but you don't really know Michael Jackson. I think one of the greatest halftime shows in the NFL was Michael Jackson in San Diego. That was awesome.
See, that should have been the end of the movie, but I would never know because Brittany spoiled it.
It's not a spoiler. It's public
not a
knowledge. There's a
spoiler.
trade.
I
She-
didn't know it was public
she
knowledge.
ba-
It's not
she
my
basi-
knowledge. I'm in the public.
She basically just gave me a timeline. That's it.
That's all he did.
Because keep in mind,
That's like, you know what? You spoiled the draft for everybody,
if
so I don't
you're
want to hear
Britney's
it.
age or a little bit older, you only know Michael Jackson from the stuff after Bad.
That's not fair. I did not spoil the draft.
Yeah,
I just
you're a
reported. I reported spoilers
Hey,
of the
I
draft.
Let me tell you
reported-
something.
I'm reporting
No,
what is
here,
public knowledge.
Tobin,
Hmm?
I went to enjoy a lovely meal with my wife for our anniversary. And
Yep.
what did I say? My last words were, spoil it, baby.
Yeah.
I'm going to be looking at my phone, spoil it. I need to know.
We made
But
the
you
right
guys
choice.
were almost just as confused as everybody else.
It was chaos. It was so much fun. It
Right.
was so much fun until it wasn't. But then like the first
Until you realized that Twitter was 3 picks ahead of the TV.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I couldn't. It was like the TV was a complete waste of time. It was
Right.
it was unbelievable.
Right.
They had nothing. They had nothing on Twitter.
J-Fig said, go with Lynn.
I don't even understand people who like complain about tipping the draft either. They're like, don't do it. It's like, why not? Like,
Like, information is information. You're going to be just as shocked if you see it on Twitter as you are on the TV.
right.
But more importantly, I'm going to tell you the worst thing that could happen. Somebody finds out before you. So
Yeah.
that's why you get on Twitter and you find out, at least you find out at the same time if you're on Twitter. And then we got to ice both Solana and Tobin's thumbs from hitting the button over and over again.
Yeah, it was exhausted yesterday. That's for
Refresh.
We'll take a break here on the program. That is Tickle My Fancy. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It's Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Here with you on a Friday. We'll get to our headlines brought to you by Doral Volkswagen, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit Doral Volkswagen or DoralVolkswagen.com. As the Miami Dolphins, they selected Kadyn Proctor, offensive tackle out of Alabama, at 12 yesterday after trading back with the Dallas Cowboys. They take Chris Johnson at 27 after they traded up from 30. They passed on Rueben Bain, who went 15 to the Buccaneers. Francis Mauigoa went 10 to the New York Giants. And Akeem Mesidor went 22 to the LA Chargers. First time the Canes have had 3 first-round picks since 2007.
So question. There were teams that needed pass rushers more than the Dolphins. They also passed on Bain.
Like who?
A lot of people thought Kansas City.
But Kansas City traded their all-pro corner too, so it's not like you could say they didn't go.
But like again, all fair situations. But again, I'm just saying there are other teams that also had an opportunity to draft Bain. So I don't know what the reasoning is, right? It wasn't a situation where the Dolphins passed, because keep in mind, nobody thought he'd last that long. So I don't know why. I'm not speculating. I'm just saying that, okay, maybe the grade that Rueben Bain got from more people than the Dolphins is why he went 15th and not necessarily for any other reason.
I think it's surprising.
If teams would have taken him in the top 10, they would have thought they were reaching.
I definitely think that the tone of most of the draft pundits was that he was going to be there for the Dolphins at 11, but it would be surprising if he fell any further, because a lot of people thought that the Cowboys would have taken him and they ended up wanting to go Downs, because it meant depended where Downs went. So, but I don't think you could look at the top 10 and the way things shook out, because Sonny Styles ended up going to Ohio State. Ended up going to Washington.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there was some talk about Bain going to New Orleans. So I don't know.
And what did they take, a wide receiver?
They took Tyson. Yeah, they took the wide receiver Tyson.
Right. So you see, and like, so I would, if I'm Bain, I'm definitely taking that personal, and it's going to be what drives me. But
dude's gonna.
If I'm looking at the draft and evaluating the draft, like, I'm looking more along the lines of, there were a lot of teams that were worse off on that side of the ball than the Dolphins that also passed on him.
I see. Here's the thing. I don't really know who you're looking at on the Dolphins side of the football and saying I can get pressure from these guys, because I don't really see it from the Dolphins right now.
Well,
dude.
Here, I'm not saying that either. But I'm saying is you have a lot of holes to fill, and you do have some talent there where you have absolutely none in other parts of your team. So if you were to take a rusher or a D lineman, it would almost mean that you're passing up on serious needs. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, like, look, again, I'm not going to pretend like I can put my bias away here, but I would say I could, if I really went into the draft, I would have said, like, the Dolphins' lack of ability to get after the quarterback because of not knowing what Chop Robinson's going to be, it feels as equal as the Dolphins' offensive line, which they did have like starters lined up. But now this does sure things up. It does give you insurance if Savaiya is no good or needs more time to cook or compete.
I think more importantly, we might see, and I've seen this. You might have a significant change in Savaiya because he's playing on this natural side.
Hopefully, that's the hope. Yeah, that's definitely something that I hope is unlocked.
And maybe that was in the plan. They were like, look, we got to do something to get Savaiya back on the right side.
Yeah, and maybe. And I think that could be very, very beneficial, because then it's like you can unlock somebody from last year too. And we'll see. I get it. I mean, it's that, like, again, it's not one of these things people I don't want to put anything against Kadyn Proctor. I don't really care about the diet stuff. I don't really care about the maturity stuff.
Just want him to be a mauler.
I want him to be good. But it's just not the guy I wanted. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not going to pretend like I'm not
again.
upset.
Here, and you know me, and you know how I go at you.
Focus.
At no point in time have I ever gone at anyone for wanting Rueben Bain. It like all I do when I watch the draft is try to figure out why people did, and I think that's all I'm trying to do, is not, disparage any pick, but just to say this is why I think they did it.
Yeah, and I dig the Chris Johnson pick. I think that's an intriguing one to me, and it's also Hafley's. That's his bag. Like, that's so. That, I mean, honestly, because you don't really we're talking about not going. You want to get some of the trenches figured out, but if we're going to talk about the biggest need on the team, it probably is the secondary. Yeah,
right.
Here was Sully going stone cold on everyone's ass.
I don't want groupthink. I'm trying to eliminate bias, which can happen when you have everybody in the room doing it at one time. These two guys, to be perfectly honest with you, there were no outliers. We were convicted on these guys. The analytics did it here, coaches did it here, we did it here, and then we brought it together and we looked at it. We were aligned from the jump on these guys. We saw it the same. And I told you before, I don't need the validation of alignment all the time, but it helps. It helps for a healthy organization. At the end of the day, the buck stops with me. I take responsibility for every player we pick, whether it turns out the way you want it to or whether it goes south. It stops with me. I'm not hiding from it. I really like what we did tonight, and it's the bottom line.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. And that's the bottom line, because Sully said so. Cracks a beer over Hafley.
You think they're chest bumping in the hallway?
Who doesn't? Everybody chest bumps. Except for the Rams. They weren't chest bumping. Everybody else.
He wanted to bump something. He wanted to bump his fist on old boy's chin.
Crazy.
Like that, I gotta tell you, even if they pick the guy that you don't want,
you gotta sell it,
they usually at least celebrate the pick. Look at that. Look, dude. If I looked at you like that, you would put an arm up because you knew it was coming. Right? You block it.
Yeah, that's definitely a too much silly sauce face. He's not happy with him right now.
With that tight ass shirt on. What are we doing?
Yep. He's not happy.
That's fine. You know what? And that's fine. I'm guessing that I would lean on my coach a little bit more.
Yeah, he's pretty credentialed.
That guy got some street cred now.
He's pretty credentialed. It is surprising. I mean, I know there's been all those things about him maybe maybe retiring and going into broadcasting, but one thing you got to know is all right, he's going to ride the maybe he thinks when
he's
Stafford walks
more with less than everybody thought he could.
Yeah. But you would think maybe the thought from the GM is, I know this guy's going to walk away when Matthew Stafford's done. Maybe that's what he's looking at. I don't know.
Right.
Frosty though, dude. That was frosty. Goodness gracious. That was something, man. Unbelievable. I mean, he's looking at him with the cold death stare there, Sean McVay. Pretty wild. Anyway. We could be getting a call in on the bad phone from our special guest analyst at any moment. So we'll take a break here on the program. But quickly, give you a weather update brought to us by our friends at Tornado Roofing and Contracting. Storm season is coming. Make sure your home is ready. Get your free roof and window estimate today. Visit tornadoroofing.com. And currently right now it is 73 degrees in Miami. Rainy conditions expected around 1 p.m. with wind gusts up to 18 miles per hour. So grab that hoodie. Take a break. Back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. WQAM's Whiskey, Stars, and Cigars, presented by Edmore Sawgrass Auto Mall, returns Friday, May 8th. Talk sports unfiltered with our on-air hosts at Tabacone Cigars and Spirits at Plantation Walk. And it starts at 6 p.m. You can enjoy a nice Scotch whiskey from Johnny Walker, a smooth cigar from Drew Estate. The event is free. Just stop on by. Get all the info now at WQAM.com. You must be 21 or older. And we'll see you at 6 p.m. On May 8th at Tabacone Cigars and Spirits at Plantation Walk. Whiskey, Stars, and Cigars, presented by Edmore Sawgrass Auto Mall. 4 brands, 1 location, your local Cadillac, Buick, GMC, and Chevy dealer. Leroy, very excited. It is a draft tradition unlike any other, although now he's telling me he needs a couple minutes, so we'll stall. But our special draft analyst, draft analyst is ready. Is ready and waiting in the wings.
He doesn't have the rock hard internet. He's got some floozy.
Okay,
internet.
he says he's ready now. He says he's ready. Let us go out to the Toyota of Hollywood guest line. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at 1 location. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. ToyotaofHollywood.com. RTD. Robbie the Degenerate. Hello, Robbie.
Hey, what's up, guys? I could just picture Jon-Eric Sullivan. You know, you said he's stone cold. Was he at the draft room, going on all corners of the room, asking for beers to be thrown at him?
Apparently so, buddy. Apparently so. What did you think of his first pick last night?
Well, I think like all of us, I was at a draft party. Everybody wanted Rueben Bain. We were all fired up, and they were at 11, and they traded back a spot. Like, oh, Rueben Bain is still there. And then they didn't take him, and it was like a huge letdown in the room. People were upset. People were outraged. But at the same time, you know, I feel like that's kind of a good thing for us. Like when the mass public is outraged, I feel like, you know, it might work out. Like we've seen in the past with Brady Quinn. Remember, we all wanted Brady Quinn.
Oh, I brought it up. Everybody got mad at me.
I don't like it.
Look at that.
No. I don't like the comparison.
Wait, Robbie, I said the same thing, and everybody looked at me crazy.
I don't like it. I just don't
like
it.
Yeah, but guess what?
Don't put Brady Quinn and Rueben Bain in the same category.
Why not? The same outrage they booed at the facility when they took a wide receiver. They were hot. And guess what? At least admit this. Due to recent history, maybe you don't know. That's all I'm saying.
What do you mean I don't know?
Maybe you don't know what is the best pick for the Dolphins.
I know exactly what the right best pick is. When have I not known? They don't know. Okay. Last year, I wanted Tyler Warren. I wanted a Frankenstein tight end. And they're like, no, we need to fill need. And nothing against Kenneth Grant. I mean, it was fine. But every time we're doing this responsible, I don't know. Robbie, so do you like Proctor as a player?
Well, yeah, the flip side, I am a little bit concerned. The fat factor bothers me a little bit. How he he got lit up by Florida State because he wasn't in shape or whatever the first game of the season. But look, he's got the good size. But at the same, I mean, I am a little bit concerned about Proctor. But I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt. And at the time when it happened, I'm like, hey, they still have another pick. And I thought maybe Bain might fall to 30, but obviously that didn't happen. But I mean, I do have my concerns about Proctor. That is for sure. But that being said, this is a new regime. I am going to, wait. I got to wait it out, give it a chance, and see what they do the rest of the day. And it's worked out in the past where, hey, on the flip side, remember we took Tua. We were all happy. We were all in the draft party.
I was happy.
We were all happy that they took Tua. And it had its mixed results. But at the end of the day, he's not on the Dolphins anymore. So. That's how I feel. And I like my San Diego insider. He gave me some good reviews about Chris Johnson.
Oh,
he was
yeah?
like, this guy's really good. And I believe it. I really like the Chris Johnson pick.
I do too. I didn't realize your San Diego insider also follows the Aztecs. I thought it was strictly
insiders do. They follow everything.
I thought he was strictly a Padres insider at this point because there's no team in LA. There's no football team there anymore. So I didn't realize he was following San Diego State like that.
He's got the 619 on lockdown. Everything that happens in the 619, he knows about it.
So he's following in the midst of Poon's schedule. He is able to keep tabs on the Aztecs.
Yes. He mixes it in between Poon. He mixes in his updates on his Aztecs.
Incredible. Do you have anybody you have your eye on in day 2, Robbie? Who do you want today? Anybody that would jump out at you? You think they got to go wide receiver? What do you think they need here?
Jacob Rodriguez, a linebacker from Texas Tech. He kind of reminds me of Zach Thomas a little bit. Now, Zach Thomas is an undersized linebacker out of Texas Tech. They got him in the 5th round. Jacob Rodriguez, they may need to use a 2nd round. Maybe he falls to the 3rd round. But Jacob Rodriguez, he's the guy. He's the guy really hoping the Dolphins get at 43.
Great mustache. He does. He's got a great mustache. I'm just saying. But like, I don't know, Robbie. Like, I want to see. This is the thing. I'm not mad at Proctor. I'm mad at not having Rueben Bain, and I can't get over myself.
Upset. Yeah, we're all upset that they didn't get Rueben Bain. That's what it comes down to. But they had 2 chances to get him. They were at 11, and then they moved back. They didn't take him there. They moved back to 12. And they didn't take him again when they had the chance to twice. So they must really not have liked him a lot. They must really not have liked him at all. And the short arms thing, I know everyone's up and on about the short arms thing, but they really didn't like him. He was really down on their board. They had 2 cracks at him.
Yeah,
and
no.
you could have taken Caleb Downs at 11, but they clearly for 2 first-round picks that they really feel like Rueben Bain was not at all on their board.
Yeah. What do you think the Patriots are going to do with their horny coach?
Well, I mean, they already traded a day 3 pick to move up yesterday. I feel like they're going to get rid of because they don't have a coach for day 3. They might as well just get rid of all their picks and move up in the.
Imagine him trying to bring up red flags to the rest of the front office.
Red flags. You are the epitome of red flag, my friend.
He's a red light. He's more than a red flag.
Now, if he had a red light, we wouldn't be in this situation. Just saying.
He's right. He
was all systems go.
Amsterdam is going to be where his rehab is.
Oh my goodness. Is he taking a break from rehab?
He's not going to rehab until day 3. Day 3 of the draft.
You couldn't wait one more day. I guess one more day you risk getting that extra day might have gotten him horny again. So
right.
I guess he had to do it. He couldn't wait one day or doing it to OTAs.
I guess he needs to be there for the social media clips early on for everybody. But it's crazy because he's come out with like 2 statements this week, and he has just said absolutely nothing other than he's going to prioritize his family. But yet, I don't know. You didn't seem like for 6 years you were prioritizing your family. So what is rehab going to do? By the time we get to minicamp, he's going to be fine?
Yeah. Why not just wait one day? You could do it right after the draft. Couldn't have waited all this time already. Why not just wait one more day? Get through the draft.
Do you feel like I should worry that Nick Saban wasn't exactly given a ringing endorsement to Proctor?
Yes. Nick Saban gives a ringing endorsement to everybody. Anybody comes out, it's the best player he's ever had. This guy's an amazing player. And the fact, yes, I am a little bit worried about that.
Robbie, question. As so many of us have Petty, you think he does that because of the Dolphins thing?
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? Like, he could really like the player and think he's going to be a good player, but because he ended up with the Dolphins, then he's going to say what he said.
But he said it the day before the draft. He didn't know where he was going. He said the stuff on McAfee he was saying the day before the draft, so he didn't know he was going to the Dolphins.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Yep.
Yeah. So Petty wiped out the window. Yeah, I was with you, Leroy. But then, if he said it before the draft,
right?
They all know where everybody's going. We all knew that Ty Simpson was going to get at 13. I had someone text me, "Hey, watch out for Simpson at 13," and sure enough, he was there. There was like no secret.
Yeah, apparently it's not people were saying the Rams, but I didn't realize that his the GM was buddy with the dad. That's crazy. Sean McVay looks furious.
Yeah, I didn't feel like that either.
Yeah. Apparently he's buddy with the dad, and apparently the Rams GM was a huge reason as to why he didn't come to the Canes.
Wow.
Yep. Breaking news to you, dude.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Yep.
I didn't pull the trigger, but I was told bet Ty Simpson at 13. Bet it. And that was 11 o'clock this morning.
What's your etiquette? Because you got weird rules. What's your etiquette? Because I did the draft show last night, and I took the mask off like willy nilly. We're just reading Twitter. I'm not waiting for picks.
Oh my God.
Uh-oh. Did we lose him? Oh, no.
It's like, bro, GTFOH, get out of here. You're banned.
Hold on. Robbie, Robbie, restart. Okay. We didn't hear any of your start of the answer. So again, what is your what was your spoiler, your Twitter rules yesterday watching the draft?
No phones. It's straight up simple. Like, look, if you want to go on you can't even look on your phone because your facial expression will give something away.
No.
So no spoilers whatsoever. People were doing it. There were a couple people who were doing it. And I got mad. I'm like, bro, get out of here, bro. Go take a hike.
So Robbie, part of the problem is that the TV was 2 or 3 picks behind.
Yes.
So don't you more than anything? Don't you want to know?
I like the draft, and you have to have the feeling of the commissioner walking up to the podium. Everybody gets in silence, and then he goes with the 12th pick. The Miami Dolphins select, and then boom. We need that moment of the draft. If we start, that's what makes the draft so good.
Listen.
What makes it good is knowing.
Yeah, you live for a simpler time, my friend. I don't think it anymore. Besides, he's such a huge phony because every time he walks out there to start the draft with a bunch of heroes from the home team so he doesn't get booed. Like, I don't want him having good moments.
Yeah, and they stall. And I know today and tomorrow these guys are going to take forever to read the picks. I get that. Then I can see today and tomorrow. Yeah, you could you can look it up, whatever. But at least for the first night, we got to have some sort of draft purity. And I don't like that they tease picks. Like they were showing cameras on Ty Simpson. Like right before, and they all have to act like they don't know the pick, but they all know the pick. So like, oh wow, so the Rams go with Ty Simpson here, and they're showing cameras of Ty Simpson, and sure enough, he's the pick. They basically tipped it off that was the pick. I don't like that.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Well, I appreciate you calling in.
Thanks, Robbie.
Oh, thanks, guys. No problem.
There you go, Robbie the Degenerate. We love him. He is. He was also surprised about Rueben Bain, but we got to give old Sully a chance, according to Robbie. I'm just hey, Sully, don't lose. I told you yesterday. Yesterday I was a little bit more reasonable with my don't lose, but now I'm a little bit more firm.
You know me. I've always had a problem with you doing that. But this year, before it even started, what did I say? Send me all the information. I'm not in front of a TV.
Yeah.
I need to know.
It was fun.
All of my draft information was coming from Tobin. But here's the problem with Tobin. Let me tell y'all what the problem is. Dude doesn't just release the information. He's got to comment first. And so his disgust in the text comes first, then the pick. And so, no, I do a show with you. I don't need your comments. Just send the pick.
How was your anniversary dinner last night? Did you enjoy it?
Good.
Yeah.
Went to you hear Joe talking about catch and cut.
Sure.
Nice place. We had I had surf and turf.
Ooh.
Yeah. Wife had a fillet. We had lobster mac and cheese for an appetizer.
Damn.
Couple of drinks, and then we had chocolate bread pudding for dessert.
Interesting. Chocolate bread pudding. Was that a you
choice?
No, or
it's
a big
bread
spoon
pudding
choice?
with chocolate chips in it. It's not chocolate bread.
Oh,
pudding.
okay. All
They
right.
called it chocolate bread pudding.
Was that was that a big spoon choice? You let her have the draft pick?
No, because she knows that's my favorite. I like bread pudding.
Okay,
That's
so you guys...
like I grew up with bread pudding. So whenever we go places, we see it, and I'm like, they're not gonna have bread pudding here. Boom, they had it.
Wow. All right.
So
well, that's good to know. You guys were aligned, like Halfley and Sully.
Right. We got oh my goodness, driving around trying to find a place to park.
Where is
so
it?
we parked in a parking lot. You got to scan, and then you got to download your life story, and then way to pay, and then you click start, and then when you leave, you click end. Right. But it ended up costing $7. It cost $7.03. When we were leaving, it goes valet $7.
That's a very reasonable valet.
Yeah, but I mean, if it was like another 30 minutes, it wouldn't have, because $7 valet is regardless.
We will take a break here on the program, hit the mixed bag coming up next. But before that, let me give away these Marlins tickets. If you guys want to go to Marlins and Phillies, it's Teacher Appreciation Night at Lone Depot Park on May 1st. If you want a 4-pack of tickets, caller number, what do you want to do, Leroy?
Let's do caller number 4 in honor of Bain's number. That's Bain's number, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Caller 4 to 305-567-0560. Caller 4 to 305-567-0560 wins a 4-pack of Marlins Phillies tickets for Teacher Appreciation Night at Lone Depot Park on May 1st. Caller 4 to 305-567-0560 gets a 4-pack of tickets to see Marlins and Phillies. We'll take a break. Mixed bag is next. All right, welcome back, everybody. It is Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. We'll take you guys up until 2 here on the program as the NFL draft will resume today. Your Miami Dolphins will kick things off in the second round as they have pick 43 today to get things going. They have 3 picks on this day where they will have the second and third round. As yesterday, they gave up one of their thirds for a fourth to move up and take Chris Johnson. So they kept the amount of players. Mind you, they picked up 2 more picks yesterday. So they should have 13 total in this draft as they take Kadyn Proctor and Chris Johnson to start things off. And we'll see where Jon-Eric Sullivan takes this puppy the rest of the way. But in the meanwhile, let's dive on into it. We'll hear a little bit from him and others as we get into the mixed bag. We'll start off with a little bit from the parties that made a trade with the Dolphins yesterday, and that was the Dallas Cowboys. As Jerry Jones, he's all in, explained why they wanted to get Caleb Downs.
Our planning and discussion really focused in on either a corner or a safety that could get in the nickel. And he easily was the most obvious one that could get in the nickel for us. And we dared think that he might be there available for us. So, number one, that strategically, that was very important. And then just to show you how things go, we had one player that we had a, let's say, heated discussion regarding before the draft today, and it was whether to the other player went way earlier than that, but it was Lawrence or the other player. So I'm not going to get involved with the other player because he's on another team now, but still.
All right, Jerry Jones explaining why they made the trade and adding to Cowboys offense. It's got a new identity now with the year now removed from the Micah Parsons trade. I'm all in.
I'm all in.
Meanwhile, the Miami Dolphins making things happen yesterday. This was Sully on what made Kadyn Proctor the right pick for him.
He's unique. He's rare. He's a 350-pound man with unique athletic traits that can play 4 spots across the line of scrimmage. The left tackle, right tackle, both guards. The athletic traits for a man his size are through the roof. You know, I know there's been some questions about his weight. It's well documented. Obviously, we were very aware. We did our due diligence with our resources. We feel really good about where he is at with that. And we brought him in on a 30 visit. I could feel his conviction and his desire to be a good football player and do the things that he needs to do to be the best pro that he can be. All I can tell you is that there wasn't another one in the draft like him.
All right. He loves him.
To be 350 pounds and see him move that way, that's what you love out of a prospect. To make him a professional, you just need him to be more consistent. And that is the story of a lot of draft picks, not just him.
Especially one who's as young as he is. We talk about the older candidates. He is
Right.
One of the guys not sitting there doing a bunch of college. He's right into this puppy. So he is on board now. Yesterday, in other NFL news, Mike Vrabel gave another statement about why now is the time to prioritize his family.
Well, when you prioritize your family first and your job, that's what's required, and that's what was necessary. Got a lot of support from everybody involved, and so that's what I was able to do, and willingly, and I want to do that, and that's important to me. But there's also a balance there. When my family needs me, I'll be there, and I know that there's a way to give them the best version of me, and also provide and get what I need from my family, and also from this football team.
-1 for blatant disregard for the truth.
Wow.
I mean, not for nothing. He wasn't really concerned about how much your family needed you when you was bumping uglies.
For 6 years.
Yeah.
Well, I will say, I still don't think this is over. I really got to be honest with you.
No, it's not over because we keep getting information about 6 years. You know, there's going to be some other information come out.
I think I wouldn't be surprised if Josh McDaniels going to be the coach of the Patriots this year, dude.
Really?
I'm telling you.
No,
telling you, dude. Leroy,
no.
this guy, like, there's reports today from national guys who are around that team, and they're saying he ain't the same. Like, this is really, really effed up Mike Vrabel. And I think
You know
this
why?
whole
I'm going to tell you why.
Mhm.
Because dealing with people in the locker room is one thing, but the pressure of having to deal with what's going on at home will suck the life out of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a distraction as more things come out, it's getting worse and worse. And I literally told Jay Fig yesterday, I was like, Mike Vrabel's not going to be the head coach of the Patriots next season. Like, there's
I think he will.
I don't know, dude. I think this is trending towards he's not.
Here's the problem though. They're not going to do as well as they did last year regardless.
Yeah.
And that's going to take the forefront to all of this. We're not going to look at the difficulty of the schedule, you know, the offensive line. We're not going to look at the things that plagued them last year at the end of last year or why they were successful early on in the year.
Can you imagine?
Every time they have a failure, we're going to look at Vrabel. So you might be right.
Yeah.
I don't think so,
dude.
but you could be right.
Some of these road crowds, they're going to be ruthless on this dude. And if they get smoked,
You
by
got to
the
go to
Bills-
New York. Listen, I've had some run-ins with New York fans. They are relentless. That's not even to mention when you get down here in that sun after everybody done got all liquored up.
Man,
I just think here's how it's going to go, right? He's going to get up in front of everyone and say these words. I think it's for the betterment of this franchise and this team and this group of men if I step down simply because everything that's going on with me right now, I don't want it to affect the organization that I love and the players.
Yep.
That's how that conversation is going to go.
Schmeathan says the biggest domino to fall will be Racina naming her kid after Vrabel. We need Maury Povich. Yeah, she apparently named her kid Mike.
Yeah.
That happened.
Yeah.
We did some research yesterday, and we
we were
saw
having,
a lot of these
me and Jay
things.
Fig were having fun yesterday.
Yeah, she also deleted her Twitter yesterday. Finally,
just the whole Twitter,
the whole thing,
all of it, because people just kept digging
because
up
she tried to go on like nothing was going on and just sending out nice little.
Oh no, that was old stuff I was sending you. Like that's like old stuff people are digging up. She's just yeah.
But isn't there like a way for people still to see her tweets from before?
Maybe, I don't know. There's different rules under Elon Musk these days, so I
But I
don't
also
know.
think it's like the damage is done. It's that you've already seen what we've needed to see from.
We already seen what we need to see. I'm just
I'd be
wondering.
questioning everything now.
I'm
Why
just
is his name
wondering.
Michael?
I'm just wondering. Like, can you imagine being her husband or his wife?
Oof.
Like, people cheat, and you know you got to deal with like 3 people.
Yep.
You ain't got to deal with millions.
It's crazy.
Nor is it all your other people that you supposedly work with or have to question or have to ask questions. They're going to give you the side eye.
Well, this is the thing with Rossini, right? She's a content maker. So like the stuff just never stops getting unearthed every single day. There's a new podcast clip. There was one she was commenting on his wife.
Yeah,
Oh, your wife,
asking
hell
him
of an
questions.
athlete. I'm just like, no.
Yeah.
Because remember what happened with the Coldplay people? The Coldplay people, it's like, oh, we don't know them. It was kind of over until one of them decided to go on Oprah. But it was basically, all right, well, they resigned. It's over. I didn't get new material every day. Every day there's new material on this. And that's why I don't think he's going to be the coach, especially because he's just too shook. Apparently, he's beside himself.
I mean, like he's human. Like anybody in that situation gonna be shook, but you being shook in front of everybody. Most people could just go hide. right?
You got to be in the war room. And you can't look too happy in the war room either. They're
Right.
like, oh, look at this lineman I got. I can't be too excited. And then my priorities aren't in line. I'm a sociopath.
Now, somebody just pointed out, can the owner fire you with what he's been through?
No. Too horny.
So how is that? He's going to have to step down.
Yes.
And they're going to have some kind of agreement.
Well, I think that's what this is headed. It's headed towards a resignation.
Yeah, he's
right. But that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't think he'll get fired, but I think he's going to come into it and he's going to try to take the high road and say, out of respect for the organization and all the young men that I work with, I think it's best if I step down because the distraction, I don't want to be the distraction. And I've told them, don't be a distraction. And now that I'm a distraction, like, yeah, that's kind of how that's listen, we already
The word respect is a little loose there,
Don't be shocked when you see it. We've already told you how it's gonna go. We've seen this before, right? All of a sudden, the person that did the wrongdoing is gonna have unbelievable care about everybody around him. When if he would have had that care about 6 years ago, we wouldn't even be talking about this.
Well, a coach who's not horny, Darko Rajakovic, head coach of the Toronto Raptors, they win yesterday against the Cleveland Cavaliers, and I'm only playing this soundbite because I like his accent.
Next game is he's gonna start with 0-0. Every game in this series so far, it was different. I think the experience that our team is learning through those moments is that every game is different, and we gotta find different ways to affect the game and to win the game and to help the team. Every game we gotta expect unexpected. We gotta be ready for it. We gotta have some counters and some ideas how we want to react in those moments. And most importantly, we gotta stay together throughout the whole 48 minutes.
Yeah, a guy who takes Spo's lunch money and sounds like that because he couldn't even stay on the floor with that team. Unbelievable.
Sounds like wisdom.
Man, what a voice on him. And not surprising, James Harden. Oh, James Harden in an important playoff game. That bomb.
So that's 1-1.
2-1 Cleveland.
2-1 Cleveland. Okay.
Series hasn't really started yet. Nobody's won on the road.
Right. Like so why are
I just wanted to play his voice.
I know.
I just like his accent.
All right.
simple reason. At least I admit it. I'm not trying to pull the wool over anybody's eyes.
Yeah, I got you.
We'll take a break. Final hour of the program coming on up. We'll play a little You Dead to Me and get you caught up with your headlines. We're back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. FM 104.3, WQAM. We'll start off here, give you one last weather update here as we go into the weekend. Brought to us by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, replacing roof repairs, maintenance, and hurricane impact windows and doors. Visit tornadoroofing.com. Currently in Miami, 77 degrees, high of 80. Partly cloudy conditions expected around 3 p.m. up until around 3 p.m. Wind gusts up to 14 miles per hour. And that's what we got. Let's get to our headlines. Those are brought to you by Doral Volkswagen, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Volkswagen or DoralVolkswagen.com as the NFL draft will resume today after the Dolphins made a couple of picks yesterday. And we'll get that going, see what Sully's got up his sleeve for this action. The Canes still out on the board. You got Keontae Scott still out there, CJ Daniels, Markel Bell, Nez Cooper. We'll see where they end up going, as well as Mario Cristobal's class rounded out nicely after appearing in the championship game this season. In the meanwhile, the Miami Marlins will start a 3-game series with the San Francisco Giants starting tonight at 10:15. You'll be able to hear that right here on WQAM as Jack McMullen will have your call. Steven Strom will get you going with Marlins on deck starting, I assume, at 9:30. So
yeah, they do a half an hour. Football's the only one that does 8 hours.
it's so much pregame. So much pregame, Leroy. I don't have that many things to say. We make it happen. The series gets going today, and then tomorrow you got a couple of afternoon games. You got a 4:00 start on Saturday and Sunday as the Marlins start a little West Coast swing here for the weekend. The Pinks! Inter Miami is going to take on the New England Revolution tomorrow at 7:30 with a new manager, the guy, because the other guy quit. That's what I got for you. He quit a while ago. He quit like 3 games ago. They've been rolling since, sparking the Pinks. You got to have the pink spark, dude. You can't just have them sitting around here, rest on their laurels. I know the guy just won a championship, but you know what? Things are different in soccer. That's what they tell me.
that soccer and hockey, they do not give a rat's ass about what you did yesterday.
Yeah, although I will say they can never fire Paul Maurice. Never.
I mean, he's been fired a lot.
Not anymore, though, dude, right? Like, because first of all, he's going to be fired. He's retiring.
I'm more than sure Tobin somewhere else said the same thing.
Yeah, but now he's a champ. Now he's not losing his coach of all time. Now he's a double champ.
All right.
You know, he can't go anywhere.
Just like you change your mind, organizations change their mind.
The stupid Kings are going to steal Bobrovsky.
I think you should have more faith in Bobrovsky.
I mean, I don't blame him. You know, if he wasn't respected with Munyon and somebody else wants to give him a whole boatload, what am I supposed to do? Hate on him? It's not, you know. And I don't trust that Panarin either. The bread man's going to go and he goes, Bobby, Hollywood.
But you make it sound like it's only about, you know, the Panthers. Sometimes players want to switch teams.
Yeah. Well, he'd be with his best friend. You know? I mean, I'll forgive it if, like, he gets me Brady Kachuk.
Listen to you.
That was kind of quick.
That was quick.
Ow!
But don't think Hellybook's going to do it for me. No way, dude. Old Mope McGee over there. It's not going to be a good day for me if we lose Sergey. Crazy. Shmi then says, I can't stop watching the video of Rueben Bain snatching his hat. Yeah, it didn't stop at the mirror. All business. Just goes right there. Everything he does is awesome. You know, let's be real.
What about the family being so serious?
Yeah, they're all business.
Were they all wearing the same suit?
I think so.
I was
like, there was not one smile up there. I was scared.
I was like, man, they all have the same setup.
Yeah, well, they all probably thought we were going to have the greatest season ticket package of all time. And now, well, I guess we got to drive up a little.
I mean,
get used to the drive up to Tampa.
I mean, think about this.
Hours makes no sense.
There's still guys waiting and hoping that they get drafted.
Sure.
Your top 15 pick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you should be, you know, I'm not necessarily saying you shouldn't be happy that you thought you would go higher, but that's merely the starting point.
Top 15 is pretty good, dude.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's the starting point because guess what? You could be a top 5 pick. If you ain't no good and you don't get to that second contract, who cares? But if you're a 15th pick and you get to that second deal, it don't matter where the start place was, you getting ready to get paid. And as simple as that.
The Dolphins drafted Kadyn Proctor and Chris Johnson yesterday. This is from Barry Jackson. He tweets out, per Pro Football Focus, among every FBS corner last season, minimum 20 targets. New Dolphins cornerback Chris Johnson had the best passer rating against in the coverage area, 16.1. Only 18 of 43 passes against him were caught. Didn't allow a touchdown. Picked off 4, including 2 pick sixes.
All right.
And he says from them on Proctor, among the 631 FBS tackles, Pro Football Focus said he was the 13th best run blocker, gave up 2 sacks on 21 pressures, but played a lot of pass blocking snaps, 611. No FBS tackle who pass blocked that often allowed fewer pressures. He's a giant.
Yeah. So there's some good there.
There's a lot of good there. The only bad, listen, my biggest red flag is he's not Rueben Bain. The other stuff, I don't think he's going to be fine.
Right.
Everything else, I'm like, all right, whatever.
I mean, I appreciate your honesty.
Like, I don't care about the fat stuff. People are like, oh, he's a fatty. I'm like, whatever.
Have you ever met an offensive lineman?
Yeah. Like,
they're not, none of them are like ripped.
He's, first of all, he's going to melt out here. Like, how are you going to be able to, like, keep on the pounds in this damn heat?
Krispy Kreme. You'd be amazed at how guys can keep that weight on.
He should check out Dandy Donut or Mojo. They got the fancy donuts down here. Although
his name is Krispy Kreme. He can't go to Moho.
Well, his agent should be on that. Moho.
Huh? It's Mojo.
It's Mojo.
A Mojo donut would be terrible.
Yeah, that wouldn't. That wouldn't fly.
I mean, they already put bacon on donuts, which is.
I've never done that. I've never tried it.
Stupid.
I've been intrigued.
I'm
but
not
I've never
gonna
done
lie. I've had bacon chocolate.
Hmm?
Really good.
You mean chocolate covered bacon?
No, it's a chocolate bar and there's bacon bits inside.
Oh, that sounds disgusting.
No, it's good.
Does he have to get food for all of the linemen? Like you had to get all the food for everybody? Like, so does he have the biggest?
I don't
food
know if
orders
they
out of all
still.
the
I don't
rookies?
know how they still do it, but again, I would tell all rookies the easier it is for you to go through the process of being a rookie, the quicker you get through it. The more you fight it, the longer it lasts.
What's the most ridiculous amount of food you've seen linemen eat?
So we used to go to on our road trips when I was in Minnesota. And we would play cards in one of the rooms and we order room service. And one offensive lineman ordered T-bone steak, a potato, some and a dessert and a whole pizza. And the pizza came in and I saw it with his other stuff came in. So I took a piece of pizza. He goes, "Now you idiot, I gotta buy another one."
What?
He folds it. He would fold it and eat it like that. The whole pizza.
A large?
That was when we landed. And then we had like nighttime snack, which was hamburgers and wings and stuff like that.
That's not a snack. That's a meal.
Nope. A whole pizza he folded up and got mad because I took a piece and he said all of the stuff was going to leak through the hole I left.
That sounds familiar.
Well, that's just science.
I know, but damn, a whole pizza?
Was it large?
Like, yeah! He was large. I never seen a big man. I never seen an offensive lineman eating finger food.
He went like he like bookended it, like he just made it like a quesadilla.
Open up the box. folded it, and was eating a little piece of steak, pizza.
So did he
With
get
the steak?
another one?
Yeah, he was just going at it.
Hold on. One fist steak, the other the fold up pizza?
He cut, first of all, well, here's what he did. He cut the steak to make sure it was medium.
Of course.
And since he had that piece on the fork, he ate it. Then he turned his attention to pizza. He grabbed a pizza, opened the box, the second pizza, because the first pizza had a tooth missing. Folded it, and then started eating it. And we were all sitting there going, wow. Meanwhile, I ordered 6 chicken wings. I said, that's a snack. 6 chicken wings until we eat later. You do it your way, I'll do it my way. I said, okay, 400 is round around the corner.
With their way, like, was he perpetually off the weigh-ins?
No, see, in Minnesota, we didn't have required weigh-ins, but they weighed you in every week. In Cleveland with Belichick, we had a weight.
See, this is the thing. When I think of somebody who enjoys food that much, and you say the baked potato, did he eat the baked potato like one eats an apple, or does he just go? Or does he go fork?
No.
Does he use utensils?
He prepared that thing like a chef. Mash the inside, scoop of butter, sour cream, cheese and pepper, chives. You know, it came in the little cups. He said, I got to eat the potato with the steak. I said, but what about that big ass pizza you holding in your hand? He said, oh, that's my appetizer. I'm like, but it's bigger than your meal.
But
That's a lot of stuff all mixed in.
That's insane.
Dude, I'm telling you, you haven't lived until you've seen a offensive lineman fold a pizza in half and want to fight.
Yeah.
I mean, he literally had to order. Here's the crazy thing. Of all the people in the room, all of us could not finish the pizza that he abandoned.
I'm picturing a giant pizza. I'm picturing like a full-size thing, and he's just like he's got it almost like a pizza
like
taco.
Toast.
That's crazy.
Like
not
toast.
slice
And
by
then
slice with the two on. He's just going like a half moon. It looks
he
like
folded it, just folded.
That's insane,
right? And then, I said, "Well, how does it taste?" And one of the other people said, "He ain't taste that. He just eating it." So yeah, I've seen offensive linemen in the same room before a game order 2 fillets, baked potato. Like, yeah, it's crazy.
but he was the only one who had the side pizza.
Side pizza, yeah,
That's
side
crazy.
pizza. Because he said he didn't get 2 steaks. Right,
Fair.
like did like and like yeah. And then if we go to like some places we go, there's like famous restaurants, right? And they would run over, get it to go, and come back. And I'm telling you, it looked like a homeless person pushing a Publix shopping cart when they came into the room. Like they had just went shopping. It was crazy. I'm like, hey, I remember one time they went to this restaurant and they said, hey, you want anything? I said, yeah, just get me like 6 wings, because we're eating later.
Right.
So they come back, they got like 4 bags. They start passing stuff around. They give me my little container and there's 2 bones. He said, yeah, I ate 2 of your wings on the way over. I'm like, are you bleeping kidding me?
Wow, doesn't that sound familiar too, though?
If he's a perpetual snacker.
But I had guys that had, look, the room service. Hey, you haven't lived until you sitting around playing cards and the room service bill is $600.
He did the Mima before Mima.
It was crazy. I mean, they say, he's running back. He need to maintain his weight anyway. I'll eat a couple of these. He said, man, them wings are tasty.
Looking out
I'm
for
like,
you.
what are we doing?
He's a good friend.
What are we doing? So yeah, it's crazy. I've seen some guys. My boy Keith Byers.
Mhm.
We go out to eat. The second we sit down to the second we leave, his bums are gumping. His gums are bumping. He eating the whole time. He don't eat fast, but he don't ever stop eating.
2 baskets of bread.
Yeah. Oh, the bread was good last night. Whoa, it was like
Was
a
it?
roll.
Oh, all right.
Oh, nice and warm. It was
Oh,
tasty.
wow. Nothing like
Tried
that
to get
bread.
me. I'm like, no, thank you.
Wow.
I want the meal.
We'll take a break. We'll see what Leroy's dogs are barking at. Probably Jon-Eric Sullivan for not taking Bain. We'll take a break. Take a break back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Hey, if you'll indulge for a second, we can get back into the NFL draft. We've been talking about it all show, But if you'll allow me 3 minutes of heat talk here for a second.
Who you got your eyes on?
This could be something.
Here we go.
Could be nothing.
Starting a lot earlier than normal.
I don't know. I'm just perusing. I'm boots on the gram, and I'm just perusing, just having a good time, minding my business. And I just happened to see something on Instagram this morning, because John Morant apparently is releasing a new shoe. Now, why? I don't know. He doesn't play that much basketball, but apparently he's got a new line of shoes coming out. And he's got a picture of the shoe. Very interesting seeing one of the likes on Instagram of those new shoes. And if you can see here, John Morant holding the shoes up to the ear. One Asia Wilson deciding to give Ja a little like. And as
is that just something as simple as game recognized game?
Could be game recognized. That's why, Leroy, that's why this is definitely something. It could be something. Could be nothing. I don't know.
Oh, my goodness.
But very interesting.
Too much going on in sports for you to be reaching like this.
I'm not reaching. I'm just whoop, came through,
I love the way, remember back in the day when you came out with a new shoe, it at least had to be the color of your team that you played on. They don't even care no more.
Nah, they don't. Tyler's out here with neon green shoes. People keep saying Nike connection. This is what I would say. There's a lot of people at Nike. You don't have to like everybody who's got Nike shoes. You know what I'm saying?
But they both have shoe lines with Nike.
That's why she probably reposted
Probably
it.
why
I don't know. Maybe.
Now, you could also, listen, if you wanted to be a rascal, you could say, why is Asia supporting Josh? She got a man. You could go anywhere you want with that.
Way. You could go that way. But
you can go anywhere you want with it.
You
know what I'm saying? But just as he's saying what he's saying, I could say that.
Unless
we both know it ain't true.
For real here.
Yeah,
no, I know.
First off, she's wearing heat clothes, before the game.
I'm just,
she basically stole one.
She's wearing Bam's face on her.
I'm just saying.
Bam's already in Las Vegas. He's already there.
Maybe Tobin Vegas is saying, could be something, could be nothing.
Tobin Vegas doesn't have a team yet.
Okay.
Also, by the way, I happen to notice that story Michael Beasley told about the Heat being scared of LeBron. Hard not to notice also in the midst of this that what's that?
Is it a Whopper?
No. I think it was the cookie story. Michael Beasley was given his version of the story and how Spo and Pat Riley were trying to swing their bleeps. And hard not to notice a certain someone had busy thumbs on the story. Now, maybe he just thought it was.
Why doesn't he have busy thumbs, Tobin?
I don't know. Maybe
constantly. He's chronically online.
He is chronically online, especially this is when he flourishes, the off season. This is when he flourishes.
I'd say, can we get a more recent picture? That picture looked like it's 10, 15 years old.
Well, that's the point. It's from when LeBron was in Miami.
Yeah, it's when he was in Miami.
Oh, okay.
Michael Beasley's telling a story about the Heat messing up, angering LeBron James and Tyler Herro. Now, maybe he's just a fan of Club Shay Shay. Or maybe.
Isn't that his favorite player?
LeBron?
Yeah.
I don't know.
From that one interview he had a long time ago?
I don't know. Hard to say. Feels like his favorite player should be Pelle Larsson for picking up the slack.
Oh, my. Wow.
What?
Do you want me to hit it?
Do it.
Anyway, Little Ford says, "Are you implying Asia Wilson and Rossini are the same?" No, I'm implying that she's. I am implying that there seems to be some recruiting going on here to Miami because she's tired of the other guard. Yeah,
because
dude.
they have brand shoes from the same company.
They could. I mean, like, what does that do for Nike? You know,
support.
I guess. Maybe 2 birds, 1 stone. Who's to say? Hard to say.
I mean, you're the only one having a hard time saying it. Ain't nobody else saying crap.
Yeah, you never think anything. I think is something.
Sure, they're both from South Carolina too.
Right. You know who else is from there?
Friends.
Yep.
Who's from South Carolina?
Darius Rucker.
What does that have to do with
nothing? Absolutely nothing. Which is my point.
I'm sure you. I'll figure it out.
Wow. That's terrible. You know what? I don't want to even talk about this anymore.
Why?
Because I'm going to talk about golf.
Fair enough.
Okay.
The PGA Tour is back in Miami. The iconic Blue Monster will host the Cadillac Championship April 29th through May 3rd. Don't miss your chance to watch some of the top players from the PGA Tour. I'm talking the actual field comes out later on the day, but Rory, Scotty Scheffler, Matthew Fitzpatrick, Ludwig Oberg, Tommy Fleetwood, like most of the top 50 in the world will be there. It's a signature event, so they're playing for big money. You can enjoy exciting, open to the public venues, delicious local bites, and much more. They want you to bring the whole family, so up to 2 kids, 15 and under, get in free with the ticketed adult. You can buy your tickets now at CadillacChampionship.com.
You're dead to me.
All right, let's bury some people. You're dead to me. I'll start off. Mike Vrabel. Too many statements already, dude. All right.
And none of the statements are, I'm sorry for being a rat bastard.
Right. All of it's, you got to prioritize personal, oh, man, it's been going on for 6 years. Oh, enough. You know what you did. You know what you did. You and Rossini, get the hell out of here, dude. The both of you. Off to Cancun somewhere. It's where you wanted to be anyway. And leave Milkshake Boy alone. He can eat his burgers, have his milkshake, and not have his trust broken.
You're dead to me.
Mike Vrabel. Out of here, dude. Oh, he hasn't been himself. Ooh, Shmita says send him to Love Island.
Actually, no, I did say this yesterday. We should send him off to Too Hot to Handle since he clearly cannot handle it.
Just he needs to chill the hell out. Anyway, who's dead to you, Leroy?
So me and Rebecca been going to the gym, and I took her for a week to see if she really, liked it, and I would get her some type of membership. There's two types of memberships. You can get a membership where she can only go with you.
Okay.
And then there's a membership where she can only go to the same club. And then there's regular membership.
Right.
So I go to the guy and I said, hey, okay, here's what I want to do. I said, but what, the initiation is free.
Right.
So I want to just get her own membership so that she can go to the other place, right? Go if there's a place by FIU,
sure.
Right? So okay, fine. We ring it up, and he goes, okay, that is $40
initiation fee.
Initiation. I'm like, it says initiation fee. Oh no, that's for this portion. I'm like,
okey doke.
I said, buddy, why does everything in the world have to have a catch, right? And then he goes, I would like you to give me the same respect I'm giving you. I'm like, you think I blame you for the prices that I say, are you really that sensitive, dude? So he's dead to me because first of all, he know damn well what was going on. And the fact that I was upset by it, tried to brush it off by saying, why are you blaming me for the prices that I'm like, you work for the company. I'm mad at the company. And you happen to have an LA Fitness shirt on. So guess who gonna get it?
Yeah, true rat bastard behavior.
Right. And so when we leave, right, Rebecca goes, and Rebecca, she's like the nicest thing in the world. She goes, wow, all them muscles, and he is sensitive.
That's a point.
I'm like, it was crazy.
Wow.
Right? Why does everything we do in life have to have some kind of catch? Because somebody can't be honest with you. They got to try to get over on you.
Man.
That's the part that pisses me off.
Guy's in his feelings.
Right. He was.
Jennifer, who's dead to you?
I mean, this is a scandal that keeps on giving.
Oh, no.
You know me. I really hate liars.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And this whole Vrabel and Rossini situation is just it's too crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Whole lot of lying.
It's a whole lot of lying, and it upsets me because I try to put myself in that kind of position and just think about like how the kids feel and the actual spouses that are dealing with this. And then it's like he's out here saying, man, I gotta do what's best for my family, this and that. Maybe you should have thought of that way beforehand.
Yes.
You knew what you were doing.
And at what point does he think he's not going to be the only way he's not going to be a distraction is if the Patriots start 13-0.
Which is not going to happen.
Well,
they had the luxury of having the easiest schedule in the NFL. Then they went through the playoffs and all the quarterbacks for the other team got hurt. So it worked out. That doesn't happen every year. So the season might not get off to the start that they want because now they have one of the toughest schedules, and everybody's going to look at him when that's not going to even be the reason. But that's what we do.
Can you imagine Drake May? Drake May's got one of the most adorable couples on TikTok. Probably looks at his coach like a degenerate.
How could you do this,
Listen,
coach?
if you want to find a degenerate in sports, you usually don't have to go very far.
Yeah,
right?
but,
They're
he
all
probably,
over.
You know, he
Because
already-
I would tell you, like one of the things that people don't realize is you have guys who nobody never had an interest in, right? And now all of a sudden they're getting all this attention. That's the thing, right? That's the thing. It's not nothing other than anything like that. I probably would have been more succumbed to it a little bit more, but I just don't like people.
Yeah, but Drake already had a
Like-
horny receiver last year. Now he's got his coach. No one's focused on football.
No one is focused on football. They're out
No.
here in these low-key bars, interlocking fingers, and
Well, first of all, it couldn't be that low key. We got pictures.
no, those pictures are so crazy.
Which is
Right?
going to let you know that there's if they dug those up.
You
from
know the
6
next
years
word
ago-
that's coming out of their mouth, right? Fake news. It's coming.
Fake news? You can That's not fake news.
I deny photos.
There is nothing fake about those photos.
Nothing.
Brittany, who's dead to
Besides his
you?
love for his family.
I'm gonna have to refrain from going with my heart on this one because I'm trying to be optimistic.
Oh, the Dolphins.
Feel how you feel. Feel how you feel.
I'm right now. How I feel is Sully's dead to me. But
Wow. Guy had the job for 7 minutes.
you know, but it's like
It was
other
later.
than getting rid of Tua, what really positive has he done?
We don't know. He's been there for 2 minutes.
What has he
Like,
done?
so far, he doesn't have a great track record, Leroy. It's not looking good. $200 million
Track record?
dead cap.
Track record.
Yeah, you
He's
think
been
you
the
can distract us
GM
with?
for 2 seconds.
Nah, I don't like it. And what do you think? You can distract us
Oh,
with
my goodness.
Dulcich?
You got come on.
And
I'm
his
just- I-
hair.
I'm trying to be. I tried to be logical. I said my heart tells me that my head is trying to be optimistic. It's
Mhm.
I'm trying, but he's skating on thin ice. I'm letting him know now. He's
After
skating on
After 2 minutes?
I agree.
yes,
I agree
It-
too.
because
Tobin?
he passed up on
Tobin.
in my opinion. This
I'm
team
proud of
has
her.
no identity. It has no identity. You have nothing going for you. Literally nothing going for you, and you had an opportunity to make picks that brought your fans back in who are depleted.
No, you know what
You
will
had
bring
a
the
big
fans
oppor-
back? Winning.
I think, yeah, that's great. But I also think that you could have set a tone and said to your fans, I'm going to go with the sexy pick. I'm going to get you guys back in this. We're all going to be wearing Rueben Bain jerseys or Caleb Downs jerseys. It's
an
an
Great
would've-
story that would have been. We would have been so happy today.
Is at this point in the show that we part ways.
Nah,
Like-
I think what she says is totally fair. I wish I had the stones to say it because she's right. You know what? He may not be dead to us, but this mother bleeper's on thin ice.
He's on thin ice.
He's had the job for 12
He's
seconds.
on thin ice.
You're right. He had it all laid out. Everything was lined up perfectly. And what did he do?
He did what he thought was best for the team.
He thought wrong.
I like it, Brittany.
All right.
Yeah,
like
I'll
it.
be
I'm
the
like,
outlier.
I
tried
get it.
to-
I understand
tried.
how a Miami person would want Rueben Bain, and
But I'm
I'm
okay
not,
with Caleb Downs. I would have been okay with Caleb Downs too.
right. But guess what? He's getting paid to find guys that are gonna help the team better. Now, if the guy that he drafted doesn't work out,
Yeah, don't lose.
we revisit this.
My point, he's on thin ice, Leroy.
We'll revisit this.
But you know what has a hard time
But wait,
surviving?
can I ask you a question? And I don't wish this. Okay. What if the offensive lineman ends up having a better career than Bain?
Well, then I'll sit here and I'll sit here
Okay.
and say, you know what, Sully?
All right.
My
Then you
apologies.
won't
All right, because we have a
My
hard time
apologies.
because to this day,
I'm
I
not
haven't heard
I'm
one
not-
person
no.
admit we probably shouldn't have drafted Brady Quinn.
People have said that.
My
No,
dad says
nobody
all
has.
the time.
People have
What?
said it.
Yo,
My dad says it all
oh
the
my
time.
goodness!
Said it.
Stop it!
My dad told me that
Good
last night.
enough.
Like, come on.
Stop it!
Please.
Stop
that's
it,
the bar. That's the
Tobin.
bar. Tank Gaines'
Tobin.
career.
Tobin, Stop it.
What doesn't survive on thin ice? You said what?
Oh, you know what doesn't survive in thin ice?
What?
In Miami?
Hmm.
Thin ice. Melts, dude.
Go ahead. Somebody hit it quickly.
Why?
Because I ain't leaving. I ain't going out on the weekend.
I don't think I'm going to give him a -1.
I'm not going out on the weekend like this.
Because
why, dude?
Raggedy garbage.
I feel like he was trying to say something else and then he thought about it.
No, but that's what happens. You get caught up in it, and then you go, oh, and then the little shut-off valve, the shut-off valve goes off in your head, and then you go somewhere else.
All I gotta say to Sully is, you know how you can make it up to me, buddy? Bring me Keontae Scott.
Right.
So you just want a cane.
Yeah.
Whether it makes your team better or not. You just want a cane.
Just pour me a glass of fine Chianti.
With some fava beans and a liver. What's wrong? Leroy doesn't want us to have fun. No.
Hey, Leroy, you don't want us to have any fun.
This
is why you're a yum yucker.
It's actually the opposite. It's actually the opposite. I'm looking at the situation, and just so you have a good 5 minutes, and if you're miserable the next 5 years because they don't pick the right guy, I'm saying let them do their job. Just because you don't get the guy you want. Since when were you? I'm not a GM. Neither are you.
I
never said I was.
No, you couldn't.
I think I could be a GM after what I saw last night.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
And there you have it. It's an easy job to have.
No. I think a lot of people could do it.
You need to get a hotel in Sedona with the amount of yum you're yucking.
Yeah.
No, that's the problem. There's too much yum yucking in Sedona. No, there's too much yum and not enough yuck.
Mm-hmm.
If we had more yuck in that yum.
Hey, those looking for a reason or something to do this weekend, the Palm Beach County Zoo. They have a newborn koala.
Bum ass zoo.
Cute.
It's not a bum ass zoo. It's a completely respectable zoo.
You've taken pictures at the zoo.
Have you gone?
Wait, what's the one? What's the one where you drive your car through?
No, Leroy.
That's a Lion Country Safari. That's not good.
Okay,
and I think it's been overtaken by an AI farm.
What?
AI farm?
Yeah, it's a long story.
AI farm?
That's not good.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's
it means
not
the
good.
robots are taking over.
Yeah. It's
There's
just
fake animals at the zoo now?
The AI plants.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard. It's hard for me because I don't want to. I understand people being upset that they didn't draft a cane.
Doesn't feel like
but at the same time, right? Like we don't know about any of these draft picks until a couple of years, and before I call somebody a bum or say he's terrible.
Did I call him a bum? You guys,
what is the difference between a bum and you're dead to me?
I didn't say that Proctor was dead.
You're putting words in her mouth.
Not Proctor.
Different phrases.
His name never came out of my mouth.
Not Proctor. I thought you was talking about Sully.
Sully, yeah, no, he's half dead.
He made the pick.
I just don't think.
What if it ends up working out? Are you gonna say sorry, Sully?
I just said.
I literally said that she would apologize.
Right, and
I just want to confirm because listen, I'm sorry, Brittany. Listen, I know sometimes I'm a little harsh, but I've been dealing with Tobin for like 10 years, a person who never apologizes. And so that's why I have to confirm and read.
Accountable Tobes.
That's what I am. I'm accountable Tobes. And
where's Tommy? Because Tommy would chime in right now. Nobody calls you that.
At all.
All she said was that he's on thin ice, dude.
Thin ice.
He's on thin ice.
And then you pushed it one step further.
What?
Thin ice in Florida.
Not tough.
Thin ice.
He's not wrong.
Yep.
Oh my goodness! Look at this love fest. He's not wrong.
He's not.
Well, do better today, Sully.
Yeah, it took Tobin 5 years to apologize for Tua.
Do better.
Yes. Any last words before the next 3 days of drafts?
Do better.
Yeah, do better.
You just said it.
I mean, so if they draft the Kane, all would be forgiven? That sounds crazy. That sounds crazy.
Like a fun wide receiver, too. I'd like to have a little fun. Give me a fun wide receiver.
Yeah, give me something fun. Give me somebody who has personality, who has
boring draft.
But to be honest with you, fun ain't gonna fix it.
It's not going to fix it.
You know that, right? You know that the positions where they're drafting, fun is not going to fix it. You had fun the last 3 or 4 years, did you not?
I didn't have
Not really.
fun.
They took a defensive role. They've taken an off.
No, I'm talking about the football team. It started off, you're having fun. Then you realize that couldn't win consistently.
It lasted it was a short-lived fun.
Yeah, but that's how fun is. You had fun, didn't you? You had fun, short period of time. You had fun.
The great GMs can be fun and responsible.
Who's having fun and responsible?
Hey, look,
because most of them are building through the trenches.
End of the show, dude.
Yeah,
we gotta go.
There we go.
Show.
Sorry. You love this, don't you?
We'll pick it up next week.
You just love when he does this.
Of course I do.
I ain't gonna forget. I'm writing it down. I got receipts.
Write it down.
You're so forget. You're gonna forget by the time you click off here. You're gonna be.
No, like here, forgot.
All right, we'll talk to you rascals on Monday.
We treat each other.
If he comes here to block, can we call him Peaky Blindside? We saw in the corner that Pittsburgh Steelers score. That's the word.
That's football.
I'll see y'all when I see y'all.